WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
A message to the troops. Lisa Brady, Fox News in Greenland.
I want to bring a message for President Trump. He's grateful for your service, grateful for what you do up here, and just wanted me to tell you that he's proud of you and he thinks about you.
Vice President J.D. Vance telling service members at a U.S. space base their mission is important for national security.
If a missile was fired from an enemy country or an enemy submarine into the United States, it is the people here before us who would give notice to our brave men and women further south in the United States to let people know what was coming and, God willing, to try to shoot it down and prepare for it. That's one of the things that we do at installations like this.
But he argues that Greenland is less secure than decades ago and that Denmark hasn't done enough to keep the Danish territory safe from aggressive incursions by Russia, China, and others. President Trump telling reporters earlier,
we need Greenland, very importantly, for international security. We have to have Greenland.
Reporters just asking Vance if that means acquiring the territory. Vance says the U.S. respects Greenland's right to self-determination, but that more security is needed, and they hope for a U.S. partnership. Vance also just repeating that the president stands by his entire national security team, accusing the media of obsessing about a group chat leak of airstrike plans. The Senate Armed Services Committee plans a bipartisan investigation. The administration denies any classified information was included. A federal judge just extending his previous restraining order on deportation flights of suspected gang members, now blocking them until at least April 12th. That issue, the president's use of a wartime law.
President Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act after declaring Trinidad Aragua a foreign terrorist organization.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. The Justice Department is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to intervene and allow deportations to restart. America is listening to Fox News.
It's your last chance. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Sex and gender and Indiana birth certificates. A line of showers and storms passing through northern Indiana through the Fort Wayne area. That has nothing to do with us, but you do have some strong winds possible this afternoon and rough weather possible Sunday. You'll get more on that in just a minute. It's 75. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02. A lawsuit by the ACLU over Governor Mike Braun's executive order stating that transgender people can't update gender markers on their birth certificates. The American Civil Liberties Union says the order has already been used to discriminate and also violates people's privacy rights by forcing them to disclose they are transgender. A forensic team is now working to identify the bones that were found Wednesday by a crew working near Bloomington along West Acuff Road. That's off I-69, about a mile north of the interchange for State Roads 45 and 46. The bones appear to be human, but that's one conclusion the forensic team will have to reach. The chances for rough weather Sunday in the Hoosier State. Ryan Hedrick reports.
We've seen this signal now for several days, so our confidence is beginning to grow.
Forecaster Jason Puma at the National Weather Service.
The main window that we'll be looking at for severe weather on Sunday really will be in the afternoon hours, say after 2 o'clock into the evening hours through about 9 p.m.
And Puma says you can expect rain and hail and tornadoes with this storm. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A bovine blunder being cleaned up early this afternoon in Lake County when a load of 127 cows packed into a truck overturned on a busy freeway. It was the ramp from northbound I-65 to westbound I-80-94, say Indiana State Police. And as you might imagine, that made for a leathery catastrophe, which will likely take all day to finish cleaning up. Gas in Indiana now $3.11 per gallon, says Gas Buddy. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, inbound 65 stop and go traffic from 29th Street to Meridian Penn. And southbound 69 slow from 106th Street down to 82nd. A 4-minute delay there. Crash 49th Street east of Central and a crash MLK at 11th Oscar Robertson Boulevard. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver report and Precious Metals IRA guide at BetterNestEgg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Partly to mostly sunny skies this afternoon. High temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, gusting 35 to 40 miles an hour. Tonight, clouds increase, low temperature around 60. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
Oh, yeah. Highs in the 70s. Finally starting to feel like spring. Warmer temperatures this weekend and the Sweet 16. Hammer, how you feeling, buddy? How you feeling?
You throw in Beer Sample Friday and International Whiskey Week. Dude, I feel like this is what we've been waiting for.
Look at you with your Rocky Top T-shirt on.
Let's go.
For tonight.
Let's go.
Tennessee and Kentucky, the varsity game, basically.
Yes.
For the Sweet 16 tonight here at Lucas Oil.
A lot of bad blood in that matchup. Conference rivals, SEC. You got the Big Blue Nation, Kentucky basketball fans in town. I see a lot of blue walking around. They travel well. But also, you can't miss that orange. Tennessee Vol fans, they travel well. And then tonight, of course, the Purdue fans, they have the shortest travel of anybody. They've got the night game, 10 o'clock start over at Lucas Oil Stadium, taking on Kelvin Sampson and Houston. So Indy really did hit the jackpot with these teams coming in. Like, the fan bases travel well. They're all a bunch of drunks, so they're going to spend a bunch of money at the bars and the restaurants. And Purdue fans can just come down and tailgate, even if you don't have a ticket.
What if they would have preferred somebody else besides Purdue that would come in and take up hotel rooms?
Maybe. I mean, maybe from a hotel perspective, but I think that just means more Kentucky fans and Tennessee fans could come in.
Okay.
Houston doesn't travel at all. It's kind of a commuter school, let's be honest. But, boy, that first game tonight, those fans are going to be loud and into it. And Indy is the only destination where a football stadium is hosting these basketball games.
Oh, no kidding.
For all of the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. And it could not have happened at a better time, because had this been like Clemson, or somebody like that moving through the bracket, you'd had some fans here, but nothing like with Kentucky and Tennessee and even the Purdue fans coming down last minute. So I'm excited, man. And you, short timer, you're getting ready to hop on a bird and go on some spring break.
Yeah, well, depending on the weather on Sunday, if we're, the flight's not delayed, and I don't care about anybody else. I just I want to know if my flight's going to get delayed on Sunday. We'll find out.
Yeah. So it's a big weekend here in Indy, and enjoy it. Roll those windows down, and, man, I love springtime. 70-degree weather.
This is driveway drinking weather for the neighbors.
It is.
Yeah.
It totally is.
I know what I'm doing when I get home.
Sometimes we also drink during a broadcast on the most powerful radio station in the world.
I don't know about you. I've got a monster right here. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress. And we got a little something special coming up a little bit later on.
Sweet.
We haven't talked about this guy in a little while. He's kind of fallen off the face of the news cycle since he was depantsed in the election, but we've got an update on Old Balls Tim Walz.
Joe Biden's got old balls. Chuck Schumer has old balls. Mitch McConnell has old balls. Bernie Sanders has old balls. Dirty, saggy balls.
Oh.
Pelosi has old balls.
Oh, come on.
But Tim Walz has the oldest balls of them all.
Governor of Minnesota.
Yes.
Kamala Harris's running mate.
Really good at high leg kicks and jazz hands. Now, they tried to tell us that this guy was America's football coach. This is the face of masculinity in America.
Disaster for the Democrats for the last election. Just generally speaking, what an absolute crash course.
What do you mean? He played a game of Madden against AOC, Nigel. Was that not enough for you? He wanted to call the pick six play. Remember that?
Oh, boy.
Because, that's something that
really?
You can call in your playbook, apparently. So Tim Walz, he's clearly lining up to run in 2028. I don't know if anybody asked for it, but he's going around the country on a speaking tour. He says the problem with the Democrats now and the problem with the Democrats back in the election was that they didn't go woke enough. Take a listen to this.
That our strength is our diversity. We've been talking about this for years as a country of immigrants, and we let them define the issue on immigration. We let them define the issue on DEI, and we let them define what woke is. We got ourselves in this mess because we weren't bold enough to stand up and say, you damn right we're proud of these policies. We're going to put them in, and we're going to execute them.
That's such BS. First of all,
not bold enough.
Not bold enough. That's all they did on mainstream media and legacy cable news outlets for the past 4 years. They doubled down, tripled down. Not bold enough on all that stuff he just mentioned, DEI, wokeism. All it is, if you need to have an argument with your friends, your liberal friends, just tell them this. DEI, wokeism, at its base, at its core, is gender, race, sexuality over merit. That's all it is. And if you want to double down on that, good luck, because you doubled down on it before the election and you lost hand over fist. I mean, the popular vote, swing state vote.
Right.
Electoral vote. It was a joke. You're a joke, old balls.
I love this because, again, I'm somebody that more often than not votes Republican. I'm not going to say I vote all the time because there are some total zeros that are Republicans. But as somebody that usually votes to the right side of the political scale, please keep saying this kind of stuff.
Please.
Because when you go out and campaign and travel all around the country and say, we haven't been woke enough, that's a golden ticket for the Republicans. Because the last election, you guys were all about chopping the cranks off of kids, telling kids that it's okay to have sex taught to them in kindergarten. And if you want to change who you are, change your body, we don't need to tell your parents. That's some of the things they ran on last election. And Tim Walz is out there saying it wasn't enough.
They got their asses handed to them.
Right.
Sorry. Keep going, bud.
And the polling right now shows it's not getting any better. It may be getting worse. Nige, if all of the things happening in Indy and this beautiful weather and your trip to Florida coming up aren't enough, I've got another reason for you to drink tonight.
Another?
Are you ready?
Wow.
Happy 55th birthday to actor Vince Vaughn.
No kidding.
Vince Vaughn.
One of my favorite actors.
I love Vince Vaughn.
Comedic actors.
Yes.
For sure. Discovered him in Swingers.
Yes.
Of course, I knew about him before Swingers in Rudy.
So he's one of these dudes that's like a quiet conservative from what we've heard.
Is that right?
Now, I've never met Vince Vaughn, but folks that I have spoken with that have ties to Hollywood say there's a group of dudes. Now, Rob Schneider's outspoken about it now, but like some of those cats in Sandler's inner circle and Vince Vaughn, they're not going to come out and say, yeah, MAGA and put the hat on, but you kind of know where they lean.
And they
quiet conservatives.
And they don't have to either.
Right.
That's the thing.
So, all right, I'm going to put your Vince Vaughn fandom to the test here, Nige.
Yeah.
I've got 5 different clips.
Okay.
It is your job to name these Vince Vaughn movies,
Oh,
okay?
I like this. Okay.
Here we go. Number 1.
Baby, that was money. Tell me that wasn't money. That was so demeaning. She smiled, baby. I can't believe what an asshole you are. No, baby, she smiled. She was smiling what an asshole. No. She was smiling at how money I was.
Swingers.
Swingers.
Yeah.
There it is. All right. 1 for 1. Number 2.
Now, courtesy of Speaker City, which is slashing prices on everything from beepers to DVD players, give a warm Harrison University welcome to my pal and your favorite, Mr. Snoop Dogg.
Old school.
Yes. Kicking off Mitchapalooza right there.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Number 3.
Are they built for speed or for comfort? What'd you do with them? Motorboat? You play the motorboat? You motorboat son of a you old sailor, you.
Sailor, you. Wedding Crashers.
There we go. We're rolling. Again, we're playing Name the Vince Vaughn Movie with Big Nige. She's 3 for 3. Here's number 4.
I'm curious, is it strictly apathy, or do you really not have a goal in life?
I found that if you have a goal, that you might not reach it. But if you don't have one, then you are never disappointed. And I got to tell you, it feels phenomenal.
Dodgeball.
Yes, there you go.
Dodgeball.
Yes, having this speech with the attorney before they decide to enter the dodgeball tournament. And last but not least, number 5.
What's your problem? What's your problem? Last practice of the season, and this asshole thinks it's the Super Bowl.
Rudy. Yeah.
He was credited as Vincent Vaughn in that.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Okay.
Young O'Hara, which gets ticked off at Rudy at the practice, and ends up, though, the reason why Rudy gets in the game.
Love Vince, man.
He was the one in the movie that said, hey, we got to put it in the end zone, Billy. Got to put it in the end zone or Rudy won't get in. All right, Matt Bear, it's a beautiful day outside. What's going on?
We're hitting this afternoon, Hammer, looking at a crash east side Washington and Franklin Road. Also a crash on the north side, Meridian at 75th. Crash 49th Street east of Central Avenue, and a crash MLK at 11th, Oscar Robertson. Gunshots reported on the east side, Prospect Street at Emerson Avenue. Inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 starting to slow at Weston. Inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic 106th Street down to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, Matt Bear.
Yeah?
Bring your old crusty butt in here and do some radio with us.
Especially crusty.
Right on.
There we go. All right, we're going to get Matt Bear in studio. We'll put the YouTube camera right on one of his muscles, right? We'll put it right on his arm. That's all you'll see.
Bicep?
Yes, Matt Bear muscle cam. Maybe that's what we'll do next. Matt Bear will join us. It's 79. We're this close to 80 here at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. We're going to have a good time today. A lot of fun stuff lined up. The championship of Hammer and Nigel Records Madness coming up in just over 1 hour from right now.
JMV from Miss M's Home and Garden. Nursery stock is arriving daily. 20% off all container trees and shrubs in stock. State Road 135, just south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville.
Hoops is so Hoosier. I mean, basketball is a team sport, and we know how to work as a team. That's why Trajan Wealth is your financial player for your retirement. Or for right now. You might need to talk about both. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan are ready to listen. Matt Bear here. Hey, call and schedule your complimentary consultation at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan is a fiduciary, meaning they're always acting in your best interest, always checking and monitoring the markets for you, and making sure your financial future is as secure can be. They know even every retirement plan is different and are ready to listen to you, then customize a portfolio tailored to your hopes and dreams. Call and schedule at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Ready for better sleep? Now is your chance during the March mattress sale. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, King Coil, Bed Gear, and Nectar mattresses, you can save up to $800 with up to 4 years interest-free financing. And don't forget, Thompson Furniture delivers for free. Hurry! Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse is now open. The same exceptional pricing, but with expanded selection. The Farmhouse. Built in 1888, the Farmhouse is now your place to find or create that special piece of jewelry. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, the watches. Oh, what a collection. All there at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Now open. Check it out for yourself on Green Street. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our Rhino Shield has been on for 8 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, I'm Nigel. Hammer's here with a special in-studio guest.
The traffic beast, the best damn traffic reporter on the #1 station in the city. His name is Matt Bear. Matthew, how are you?
Beautiful. Gorgeous day in downtown today. My God.
It's the best day of the year so far, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's got to be.
Outside, felt good. Had pants off for a little bit, and just gorgeous day to do it, you know.
Do you wear boxers, though? I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not indecent. All right. There's balcony involved.
Disappointing.
But, you know, what said the neighbors.
Boxers over briefs or boxer briefs, Matt?
Boxer briefs, absolutely.
Look at you.
Gotta have the support, man.
I really thought Matt was going to say neither. Neither. That's the answer I would expect from Matt Bear.
It's usually a Monday night, but, you know, whatever.
We got a lot of folks in town this weekend. There's a big concert tonight over at the Field House. We got Sweet 16 action at the Hoosier Dome, as I call it. We've also got the state finals in town. I'm sure there are probably other conventions. Downtown is going to be buzzing.
Yeah, it already is. I saw so many Kentucky buses coming in today. I was like, wow.
They travel hard, man.
Lots of Kentucky fans here already.
They go hard in the paint.
And I was looking around, and so far it was pretty good, man. Listen, we do have a really nice day here today, so there are already more people out walking around, and that's kind of what I worry about when these big events come downtown, is so many people walking and riding bikes and everything. And I just, you know, and we're talking about
scooters,
fans. We're talking about people.
Scooters,
Scooters, whatever.
Are they still a thing? Or like, I don't see them nowhere near as much as I used to.
Yeah, I see them lined up. I'm not sure I see a lot of people riding them.
That's pretty much where we're at with the scooters right now. And I was just thinking about it the other day. You know, you kind of drive by and you see a nest of 3 or 4 just kind of laying on the corner, and just
those are the 3 that didn't make it into the canal.
Yeah, that's right. When they were first launched downtown, we just started chucking them into the canal. It went really well.
Kids in the country would skip rocks across the river. We would try to skip the scooters across the canal.
In my day, we just toilet papered people's houses, but now we find a random bird scooter and throw it in the canal. Now, if you use a scooter, if you're a tourist, have at it and enjoy. Just remember, it's a motorized vehicle, and if you take it up on the sidewalk, somebody might try to knock you off. I mean, it's use the scooters, use everything. We love having everybody down here. It's super cool. Just watch those crosswalks this weekend because, like you said, we have basketball at the football stadium. We have basketball at the basketball stadium, and God only knows what else. It's going to be an awesome weekend downtown in an awesome city. I can't wait, but please be safe.
And it's a good thing that all of the streets are open downtown and there's no construction. Matt,
Yeah,
because the last thing I would want.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
These are the most perfect streets in all of America right now. Listen, I call them pop-up construction zones. You may have a pop-up construction zone this weekend. We're just like, yeah, this looks like a good intersection. Tear up. Let's get after it. And so you may have something like that. And
is that how the decisions go over in the?
I would say that's the forethought we put into it a lot. Hey, I
Hey,
saw
that street looks pretty good.
Hey,
Somebody go tear it up.
I happened to be on Binford 2 weeks ago, and it didn't look great. Let's get out there and take a look right now.
And make sure you close it down right before the Indy 500 too. If you could do that, that'd be chef's kiss.
That's the time to start shutting down lanes before the 5. Speedway is where I want to do that at, in the west side. You're going to have construction zones. You're going to have potholes. It's Indiana. It is Indianapolis. So just be mindful of that. And the construction zones you need to watch out for on the interstates. Really, the only major one we have right now is up on the northeast side. You'll have weekend construction up there with that Clear Path construction zone. It's I-69, 465 redesign, done at the end of this year. And that's really the spot you need to worry about. Outside of that, just be really careful when you're coming down on the interstates. Because, again, you don't know when you might lose a lane here or there.
And we've got Illinois Street still closed down for government-funded hotel construction.
Sure.
The monument down here, which has been under construction, I think, since the Mitch Daniels administration.
I think Bart Peterson was mayor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Good man, by the way.
I just want the city to shine when we're in the spotlight, right? And again, we're the only city that has a big, massive football stadium hosting these basketball games, and we're going to pack it out. Like, tickets were going for, like, almost $300 to sit up in the cheap seats for this
crazy
Tennessee and Kentucky game, because I thought about going. Then I looked at the ticket prices, and I said, ooh, boy, I enjoy a good ball game, but that's a little steep.
Beer's a little cheaper in the beer fridge at home in the garage.
100%, man. Matt Baer with us. Matt's also part of the Supporting Sobriety podcast that he co-hosts along with Ryan Hedrick from the WIBC Newsroom. What is the clip we're going to feature today?
Okay, it's a little like what we were talking about last week. We're really talking about getting high and recovery, being high while you're sober, which makes no sense the way I said it, and that's kind of why.
As a method of getting off the bad drugs.
Absolutely. Right? Some doctors might prescribe THC, some might prescribe Suboxone, which makes you feel like an opiate, just not as intense. It's a drug that weans you off opiates like heroin or Oxycontin, but it's not as high. It gets you high. That's the problem. It still gets you high. So as we were talking about this, I mean, Ryan and I, who are both in these recovery programs, and we're both in ones that say, no, you can't do that. You can't do THC. Suboxone's a little different. But here's kind of what we were discussing as we were doing this episode, because it's a very important thing that we have very strong opinions on.
I don't want to discount the people, though, that have chronic pain, man. And I understand it because I had chronic pain in my back when I was in active use with alcoholism. I wouldn't take care of my lower back, which used to have a herniated disc. So I know what chronic pain is. Now, not on the level of, say, somebody with a terminal illness.
Yeah.
That's being treated for a terminal illness, who may not want to go on opiates, who may not want to go on the more traditional pharmaceutical approach, and maybe want to do something more holistic. What would you say to them? Somebody who says, I want to incorporate cannabis so I can treat this awful disease that I have and not feel the pain.
Okay, basically what I'm saying there is you have all these options. I'm not going to speak for Ryan here, but he does have a more different opinion than I do. Listen, it's your recovery. All right. And if this is going to keep you alive and into a prospering life, then my God, listen to your doctor, listen to your sponsor, listen to your family, and do what is recommended by them. The bottom line is living a happy, sober life, whatever that looks like to you. It's your recovery. You do your thing.
This doesn't necessarily have to do exactly with what you and Ryan were discussing. I remember a protest or maybe a demonstration on the Circle a couple of years ago where there were opiate advocates saying, hey, We are in pain. We use these things responsibly, and it is getting harder and harder to obtain these things via prescription. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not.
It does.
Absolutely. It's kind of like the gun debate, right? Law-abiding gun owners that use it responsibly, they hate the people that don't use those things responsibly.
Seems like there's a lot more of those than there are the responsible ones.
Yeah, the problem is with the opiate situation is once you start using it, it is so hard to come off.
Sure.
As opposed to maybe owning something. When you start that opiate path, man, it's... Especially if you do have real pain. I didn't have real pain. I faked the hell out of it so I could get a prescription. That's what I did. And it was at a time, to your point, Hammer, where people were writing Oxycontin and hydrocodone like it was candy.
Right.
I mean, when I say people,
sure,
I'm talking about doctors. I mean, pain clinics.
They've
with
made
lines
movies
out,
about it.
Oh, yeah, out the doors with the Slacker family and the lawsuits. They're probably not going to have to pay because that's what happens. But the Slacker family, the Purdue manufacturers, and this Purdue Pharmaceuticals, and this huge cabal of pharmaceuticals and how they were marketing it and selling it. It was a big thing back then. I mean, it was huge. So everybody wants to do Oxycontin and opiates, and then they're like, okay, now I can't get it. What do I do? And that's the problem. What are the treatment options for these people? So, yeah, I would rally, too. If I was going through that kind of withdrawals, and I'm not saying everybody was. I'm not saying anybody was using it irresponsibly. But if I'm having that effect, I'm wondering, where's my drug? Where are my drugs? Where's my pill bottle?
I love these conversations.
Yep.
I love these conversations are difficult, but Matt, you are brave enough to talk about these things, and that's why we love you. Where can we find your podcast?
It's Supporting Sobriety at any major podcast provider. I use Apple. You can use Spotify, whatever you like to use. And also at sobriety_pod is where we're at on X and Instagram. Wouldn't be here without the people around me, guys. Love you all so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Buddy.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
If you want to try something new, something different, something local, and you haven't tried Barkeep Vodka yet, what are you waiting for? In fact, Wine Enthusiast just rated Barkeep Vodka 94 points, one of the highest rated vodkas ever for that publication. It's really good.
Beautiful weather this week, Sweet 16. Pick up a bottle of Barkeep Vodka. Make some cocktails and celebrate. Barkeep Vodka, made with corn from Indiana farmers. Buy a bottle tonight. BarkeepVodka.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY to 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
In almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it is a one and done. Because we don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
AdventNews.com. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A cow catastrophe. Showers and even a few storms in northern Indiana. The storms will be the story for Sunday in central Indiana. With strong winds, though, this afternoon, the National Weather Service says gusts could hit 35 to 45 miles per hour. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Ryan Hedrick with the story of what happened when a truck crashed that was full of livestock.
Friday morning's rush in northwest Indiana took an unexpected turn when a truck carrying 127 cows tipped over just after 8 a.m. on the northbound side of I-65. The real surprise was that none of the cows escaped. They were quickly rounded up and safely transferred to another truck. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Elon Musk and crew at Doge giving time for an interview with Fox's Brett Baer on the government cuts. Rich Edson has what you'll hear.
Elon Musk and his team have been defending their work exclusively to Brett Baer. They maintain that they are cutting the government with a scalpel, not a hatchet, and that they're overhauling outdated government record and payment systems. Musk and Doge say through that, they're eliminating wasteful spending.
We want to reduce the spending by eliminating waste and fraud, reduce the spending by 15%, which seems really quite achievable.
Now, Democrats say Musk and his team are recklessly slashing vital government functions and workers, sacrificing security, health, and global American influence, all to help pay for a tax cut for the wealthy.
Some rental car companies say they will be benefiting from President Trump's tariffs on foreign countries. Fox Business's Madison Allworth explaining why.
It's for two reasons. One, you might see some drivers opt to go the rental car route rather than buying a new expensive vehicle. The other reason, which is very compelling, is that companies like Hertz and Avis, once they're done using their cars as rental cars, they then sell them on the used car market. And those vehicles, because they already exist, all avoid the existing tariffs that we've just had announced. So they're more valuable today than they were before this tariff announcement. Shares of Hertz and Avis Budget Group each surged more than 20% on Thursday in the aftermath of President Trump's announcement to slap a 25% tariff on imported vehicles.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
For the deal that can't be beat, you got to get over to Andy Moore Ford. Start the spring strong with a new Andy Moore Ford. You can elevate that journey of yours with a new 2024 Ford Expedition Platinum. You could save over $15,000 off MSRP. The high output 3.5-liter EcoBoost, up to 400 horsepower, commanding performance. I'm driving one. It's fantastic. And if you need something just a little smaller but could still do all the hauling, the new 2024 Ford Edge SE. Save over $6,500 off MSRP and get more to your door. Simply purchase your vehicle online and they'll deliver directly to you. Andy Moore Ford has got the entire selection. And if you're looking to sell or trade your current vehicle, Andy Moore Ford will pay top dollar for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy theirs. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's MOHR. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Southbound 69, shy of 96th Street. Medical emergency on the shoulder, and stop and go traffic back to 106. A delay time right now of 8 minutes. Crash, Meridian at 75th. Crash east side, Washington at Franklin. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. The offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Friday evening, winds will slow down but not completely stop. We'll be under partly cloudy skies, and winds will be, again, keeping us warm since they're out of the south, so we'll see a low temperature on 62. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hello, all my friends. This is Brett Michaels, and you're listening to my friends right here, Hammer and Nigel, and they're about to rock your world.
Arguments, 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 arguments.
Every Friday, right around this time, we like to have a little debate, or bargument, as we like to call it. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is here.
Hello.
And the man that coined the phrase barguments, the man that runs the site, is Dan Base Levy. My man, how are you?
Gentlemen, how are you?
Hey, buddy.
So, barguments.
Let's get rocking.
Oh, this one this one's gonna tick people off, I think. So,
and I know my pick in particular should rattle enough cages to get it going.
I don't know yours.
All right, so
I have gotten a lot of arguments about this one, and every time I do, there is a bee's nest of people that will come at me for this one.
these are fun little debates and arguments you can have with your friends, like in a bar. Thus, bargument. Dan, what's the topic for today?
All right, this one is the most overrated musician of all time.
Overrated musician of all time.
Too many people celebrate. We don't think that they have enough to be celebrated about in terms of everybody's going nuts.
Okay.
Who wants to kick it off first? Is it me or am I letting you guys go first?
You brought the topic to the table, my friend. You get us rolling.
I will bring the appetizer. All right. The one that I think gets way too much publicity, is way too overrated, is Prince.
Oh, come on. Wow.
And I was even at the Super Bowl. I covered the Super Bowl, the Bears versus the Indianapolis Colts, and I saw the man perform Purple Rain in the Rain, and I was the only one with about 700,000 media people going, this is so lame.
Oh,
this guy
come
stinks. This guy stinks.
You're only saying that because your Bears were getting beat by the Colts, Dan. That's the only reason why.
Guy. Actually, I was pretty hungover at that point. I really didn't care. I went to so many parties that night. I was like, there's a game I got to go to? This is awful. This
1999 Raspberry Beret, Little Red Corvette. None of that for you?
No, it's his weird Weasley sounding voice. I know when I was a kid, it was always weird to look at his cover albums when he was like half naked on a bed. And everybody's always like, he's such a great guitarist. Like, I don't see anybody putting him up above Jimi Hendrix. I don't think he's better than Eddie Van Halen. I think, and then a lot of I guess back in the day, it was a real rivalry that he was trying to start with Michael Jackson. And to me, that would be like having Bronny James go up against like Michael Jordan. It was just like, there was such a parallel, like, he's a good songwriter. Wow. All right, I don't like that Sinead O'Connor song. Nothing compares to you. I don't like, as a kid growing up, the song Cream did nothing for me. Little Red Beret does nothing for me. Purple Rain, come on. Is it better than Thriller? No.
I might be
Is it better than Billie Jean? Absolutely not.
I might be with Dan a little bit here. Those songs didn't do a lot for me, but when I saw him live in 2002, when it was at Conseco Fieldhouse, now it's Cambridge,
right.
I've gained a whole new appreciation for his guitar playing, especially his blues guitar playing, his solos. Killer guitar player bass.
I saw him live last minute. Dude walks into like a dive bar on the north side after a concert in Indy.
Oh, you were there, yeah.
Yeah. And just goes up there. They make the announcement, Prince is coming, Prince is coming. He goes up there, grabs a guitar, just does a kick-ass version of Let's Go Crazy, a few other songs about 10 minutes, and walks off like a badass. Like, that's it.
But that's the other thing. I think they really went ahead and, like, made him so mythical right now that you hear all these stories, but you can hear all the stories you want. You go to a Michael Jackson concert, people are being carried out because they're passing out and screaming for the guy.
Okay.
And Michael Jackson didn't write a single song, but that guy crushed it out as the best dancer of all time, the best pop musician of all time. Prince is good. I will give him, he was talented, but the amount of love and the amount of accolades that come that guy's way, just I don't see it. I don't see it.
All right. So I'll go to Allison here. Allison, that's a tough act to follow.
Yeah, I'm sweating for Dan.
I know.
The YouTube chat is already ready to burn
on my
Dan.
social media.
The YouTube chat ready to burn Dan Levy at the stake right now.
I know, it's thick. Really? It's thick.
Allison?
Yeah, we're going from a 10 to like probably a 2. I'm going to go with, and I don't like to use this word overachiever because I feel like music means something to everybody, and I don't like calling people out. But since you guys made me, Drake.
Drake. Oh. He started from the bottom and now he's here. Is that not good enough for you, Allison?
I mean, he has a couple good ones, but not enough, I feel like, to make like a national controversy that is now part of the Super Bowl forever.
Okay, all right.
You know what? I actually can agree with that. But to be honest, is that also a case of that maybe that genre is not for us. Maybe that format is not for us. I'm with you because I hear Drake and I'm like, no, there's two good songs I could hear that, but I don't see it either. But I think I'm just an old guy now.
I'm also a Kendrick fan, so maybe I've been
but maybe
biased.
not for you. Yeah, maybe it's just me getting old.
All right, so I will see your Prince and Drake, and I will raise you something that might tick off Nige. Eddie Vedder.
Oh, man.
Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam. Like, if you put about 5 or 6 beers in me and a few shots, I can go up there and flannel and mumble for everybody, but it doesn't make me a musical genius. And honestly, so many of their songs sound alike. Here, this is what Pearl Jam songs sound like to people who don't like Pearl Jam. This is every song.
I get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say the only thing that makes me an Eddie Vedder fan is that I actually, when I was covering the Cubs years ago, I'm dropping way too much stuff here. But when I covered the Cubs once, and he came out to do the 7th inning stretch, and I hung out with him in the little media section, and we talked sports for about 40 minutes. But I can definitely see where you're going with that.
Yeah, every song is just a mumbled version of him wearing flannel. And the older he gets, it's like, dude, you're too old for that. It looks like Tim Allen, somebody's dad up there on stage, still putting on the flannel and mumbling, and it just wears me out.
I will actually agree with you because in a certain way, when Kurt Cobain died, like they were all looking for the next of who represents grunge. And I do feel that a good chunk of those Nirvana people went in that direction. So I can see where you're going with that one.
Big Nige, you get the final word here.
David Lee Roth.
Stop it.
David Lee Roth.
I can see
He's
it.
a Hoosier.
I can see it. I'm with you.
He's a Hoosier.
I'm with you.
Hoosier, man. I don't think he's a very good singer. He's not a good like Sammy Hagar can sing everything David Lee Roth does. I compare to Sammy Hagar. I'm a Red Rocker through and through. Sammy can sing every Van Halen song. DLR can only sing every stupid music video before Sammy was all David Lee Roth. Go back and watch Teacher. Go back and watch Panama. It was all about David Lee Roth and not Eddie and Alex. I'm tired. I was tired of the flamboyant leg kicks.
I was going to say, he also had the worst karate moves ever. I agree with you.
Sammy Hagar has a resume before. Sammy Hagar has a resume before Van Halen with Montrose and several solo albums.
You're Van Hagar over Van Halen.
Absolutely, especially after reading his autobiography. Sammy came from nothing. I'm not sure where. Yeah, I know David Lee Roth was a Hoosier, but Sammy he came from dirt floors and played every gig he could. He's a killer guitar player. DLR just has his flamboyant
Nigel,
leg kicks.
this will resonate with you too. Do you remember when they fed him to the masses? When they said you're going to replace Howard Stern at K-Rock?
Oh,
and that
yeah.
show lasted about 37 seconds.
You never want to be the guy that replaces Howard Stern on terrestrial radio.
No.
It was a disaster.
It's like when Pete Myers suited up for Michael Jordan when he left for 18 months. You're like, oh, man.
I'm not saying Sammy Hagar is not talented because he's awesome. I love Sammy Hagar. But the best Van Halen songs are like Panama, Running with the Devil. That's David Lee Roth.
I like hearing them better coming out of Sammy Hagar's mouth because he can sing them.
Okay, here are some isolated vocals of David Lee Roth performing Running with the Devil.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I live my life like there's no tomorrow, and all I've got I had to steal. Least I don't need to beg or borrow. Yes, I'm living at a pace that kills.
All right.
Thank you for proving my point.
Mr. Levy, Mr. Bass, where can we find more Barguments at?
Barguments are always coming out of all kinds of places. We got it on YouTube. We got the podcast, wherever you download your podcast. And if you're on Facebook, check out the group, Barguments Podcast. It has a lot of good contributors, a lot of good barguments going on throughout the day. Always a fun time to kill some time at work.
Base, you're the best. Thanks, brother.
You guys rock. See you next week.
All right, let us know in the YouTube chat or on Twitter at Hammer and Nigel, which musician do you think is the most overrated? And of the answers that we've given, who do you have a problem with? Jump in the YouTube chat. Look for WIBC's YouTube. Jump in the chat right now or hit us up on Twitter at Hammer and Nigel.
Wow, Galaxy Concrete Coatings did an amazing job on my concrete utility room floor in the basement. It was dirty in there, cracked. Lots of rust and stains. Galaxy Concrete Coatings came in little as a day. My Galaxy utility room floor in my basement is out of this world. They did such a great job on my garage floor that I had to get one for my basement. So they can do your garage, basement, pool deck, any indoor or outdoor area concrete. If you're looking for a fresh coating for the summer that'll last for a lifetime, they got a lifetime warranty. Check out their website, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
This is the most exciting time of the year, and we want you to go all the way, even if your team doesn't. March on, Indiana, in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection, and a free Carfax history report. Hubler's got you covered. Busted brackets not included. For over 2,000 vehicles, visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My brother never checks on Dad. Or, my sister won't make time to take Mom to the doctor. Are these things you've heard yourself say? This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. I have a caregiving tip for you. Stay tuned.
Cardon and Associates offers the finest senior living options tailored to your loved one's needs. Reservations are now being accepted for new apartments at Copper Trace in Westfield. Visit cardon.com.
Expressing anger or resentment toward unsupportive siblings can cause unmendable rifts in relationships. Don't try to control everyone else. You can only control yourself. The success of your caregiving journey does not rest on others. So enjoy the time with your loved one. This is your special time with them. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access the library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
Kendall and Casey.
I'm a young, up-and-coming professional. We are people who want to work. We want to engage. We don't want to be freeloaders. And yet, it makes it very hard for young people to actually do that.
Kendall and Casey, 9 till noon on 93 WIBC.
Matt Bear, did you want to get in the mix here? Is there a musician or artist that everybody else craps snowballs over, but you just never were able to figure it out?
Hello. Okay, yeah, there we go. I'm just going to say, it seemed like back in the 90s, everybody really loved that old Elton John adult contemporary music, and I was never into it. That was never for me. But whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Elton John overrated.
Yeah, well, back then, you know. Wow. Westbound 70 crash coming out of the South Split. Left lane is blocked. Traffic stop and go back to Washington Street. And on the north side, eastbound 465 slows from Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. And again, 69 down to 75th. Gunshots reported on the east side, Prospect at Emerson Avenue. You cannot get through a Prospect right now. Avoid that. And gunshots reported Michigan Street west of Sherman Drive. Yeah, traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, we went up 1 degree, which means we are at 80.
No
80
way.
At the American Standard
Nice.
Heating Weather Center. Coming up here just a little bit after 4 o'clock, Ryan Morse, Wish TV 8 meteorologist, will join us. I don't know if we've had the chance to speak to Ryan yet. So let's, get him on, find out what these storms this weekend are supposed to be looking like. And again, Nige, you are somebody that's very interested in the timing of these storms.
Very selfish reasons.
Because you don't want your Florida flight delayed or canceled. So that's coming up. And again, about 35 minutes from right now, the championship, the national championship of Hammer and Nigel Records Madness.
Man.
I cannot wait. We've got some special pregame lined up for you. Come on back.
Mark Dietel, real estate expert. I've met Mark. He is a pro's pro, and there's nobody else I'd trust to sell my home or find me a new one than Mark Dietel and his team. How about Crystal and Franklin? She had to move to Kentucky and move fast. Got Mark Dietel on the job and got a full list price offer the first weekend, just like that. Mark and his team got it done.
What separates Mark Dietel from the competition is the guarantee. There are a lot of real estate agents out there, but the guarantee is what separates Mark Dietel from all of those people. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You heard it. He will buy it. Pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today. Ask about the guarantee. 317-755-4232. 755-4232. Or go to markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Tax season is here, and what better way to reinvest in your home than with brand new energy-efficient windows? During Universal Windows Direct's Tax Time Sale, you can save big while making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. And here's something that will make your wallet even happier. Pay no interest until 2030. That's right, no interest for the next 6 years, making it easier than ever to afford the quality windows your home needs. But wait, there's more. This month only, Universal Windows Direct is giving you an extra $500 off your home improvement project. Whether you need a few windows or a full home upgrade, this bonus savings makes now the perfect time to act. Now, some restrictions may apply, so call today for your free in-home estimate. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
With everything going on, it may be hard to imagine one more thing to worry about. But clothes dryers cause thousands of house fires every year, and dirty ductwork in your home is filling the air you breathe with pollutants and allergens. Should you worry? Not if you contact Safe Dryer and Air Duct Solutions. a locally owned, veteran-operated business offering fast, reliable duct and dryer vent cleaning services, making your home safer and your air healthier. WIBC listeners save 10% off any service. One less thing to worry about. Go to safedads.net.
It's your last chance to get Disney Plus and Hulu together for just $2.99 a month.
Definitely a very smart move.
Get both and watch Star Wars Andor Season 2 and Mufasa the Lion King on Disney Plus.
There's a lot of stories with all of us.
On Hulu, it's the new season of The Handmaid's Tale and A Complete Unknown.
Give a warm welcome to Bob Dylan.
Don't miss your last chance to get Disney Plus and Hulu together for just $2.99 a month for 4 months. New and returning subscribers, 18 plus only. After 4 months, plan auto renews at $10.99 a month until canceled. Offer ends 3/30/25. Terms apply.
Brooks and Dunn, the best-selling duo of all time, live.
Something country.
Neon Moon Tour 2025.
Urban neon.
With David Lee Murphy.
A little dust on the bottom of that red dirt road.
April 3rd, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. On sale now at Ticketmaster. Brooks and Dunn live.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
When was the last time you practiced your home fire escape plan? Be sure everyone in your family knows what to do if there's a fire. Get out, stay out. It's your fire safe response.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
A Friday plunge on Wall Street. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Dow down 716 points at the bell after the Fed's favored inflation report did not show any cooling, and the core readings without food and energy were higher than expected, up 0.4 for the month, 2.8% year over year. A separate report showing falling consumer sentiment, and that's in addition to any tariff anxiety.
We have Liberation Day, as you know, on April 2nd.
President Trump reaffirming his plan for reciprocal tariffs to begin next week, along with auto tariffs, after holding his first call today with Canada's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney.
And I'm not referring to Canada, but many countries have taken advantage of us, the likes of which nobody even thought was possible for many, many decades, for decades. And, you know, that has to stop.
The president says he has a very good and productive call with Carney, who gave a speech yesterday vowing to fight back, and says he told the president today retaliatory tariffs are planned. But both leaders say they agree to work on multiple issues after Canada's April elections. The vice president spending the day in Greenland as President Trump continues a push to take over the Danish territory.
Speaking at a U.S. Space Force base in Greenland, Vice President J.D. Vance accused Denmark of not doing enough to devote resources to keep the island safe.
From a lot of very aggressive incursions from Russia, from China, and from other nations.
Vance says he believes the people of Greenland will choose to partner with the U.S.
I think that you'd be a lot better coming under the United States security umbrella than you have been under Denmark's security umbrella.
Denmark is a NATO ally. Vance's trip to the military outpost was scaled down. The Second Lady, Usha Vance, had planned on a multi-day cultural trip. Those plans were changed following protests in Greenland and Denmark.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Well, some of the cows didn't quite make it. No rain right now in central Indiana, but the wind is the real concern. More on that in just a minute. It's 77 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. About 8 this morning, a truckload of 127 cows turned over on the I-65 ramp to I-8094, one of the busiest interstates in Indiana.
As a result of the crash, one cow did die from injuries as a result of the crash. A second cow had to be euthanized and 2 other cows were injured, but they were able to be transported back to the farm that they came from.
Sergeant Glenn Fifield is with the Indiana State Police. He says people have been working all day to get that mess cleaned up. Now it's down to fluids on the interstate.
Oil, transmission fluid, all that kind of stuff is all over the roadway, and it's turned into quite an extensive cleanup.
They hope to have that cleaned up soon. Severe weather, including the possibility of tornadoes, is coming this way Sunday. But this afternoon, most of the central and southern part of the state are being warned about high winds, with the National Weather Service saying gusts could reach 35 to 40 miles per hour, with some isolated gusts at upwards of 50. That could make it tough to drive if you're in a big truck or other high-profile vehicle. A lawsuit against the state by the ACLU of Indiana against Governor Braun's early March executive order stopping transgender people from changing gender markers on their birth certificates. The ACLU says it's discriminatory. The bones found near Bloomington now being looked at by a forensic team from Indianapolis. Those bones were found by workers Wednesday at a site near State Roads 45 and 46, about a mile from I-69. The bones appeared to be human. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Hey guys, it's Rob. Spring is here. Can you believe we're almost through March? I can't. And that means it's time to get your lawn in tip-top shape so you can enjoy it all summer long. That's why I called my friends at Save a Tree, the tree, shrub, and lawn experts. Here in the near future, Save a Tree is coming out to my house to make my yard look great after some tough winter weather, and they can do the same for you. Whether it's trimming and reshaping trees, treating yellow leaves and diseased shrubs, taking care of your lawn so it's weed-free and looking picture-perfect, Save a Tree can make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. See how beautiful your yard can be. Set up your own free evaluation at saveatree.com. That's SAVATREE.com. That's SAVATREE.com. Or dial pound 250 on your smartphone. Use the keyword Save a Tree. Save a Tree, the tree, shrub, and lawn experts. Tell them Rob sent you.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
It's Chris, northbound 465 at East 56th Street. Crash on the right shoulder causing a slowdown there. Also inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic from 106th Street to 82nd. North side eastbound 465, a stall at Allisonville Road. Left lane closed. Traffic backed up past Keystone Avenue. Downtown westbound 70 crash at Meridian, Illinois, blocking the left lane. Stop-and-go traffic back to the north split. Inbound 65 slow 21st to Meridian Penn. Crash Meridian Street at 75th. On the east side, gunshots reported. Prospect at Emerson. You cannot get through on Emerson right now. Please stay clear and do the same for Michigan Street west of Sherman Driveway. Of gunshots reported there as well. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here. It's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
What a beautiful Friday afternoon in Indy, getting ready for the Sweet 16. We got Tennessee and Kentucky, then it's Purdue and Houston. But before that, let's talk about some severe weather, Hammer. We have a very special guest on the hotline.
Ryan Morse is a meteorologist at our news gathering partners, Wish TV 8. Ryan, thank you for taking the time on this awesome Friday to join us. How you doing, man?
How's it going, guys? It's my first time on the show. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and man, we were talking earlier, Ryan, what an awesome day. I'm looking out the window of our Monument Circle studio. I see my people, my Tennessee Vol people, my hillbillies all walking around wearing their overalls, Tennessee fans, Kentucky fans. They're all coming into the city, and it seems like for the next 24, maybe even 36 hours, it's going to be fantastic. Is that the case?
It's going to be fantastic this evening. Anyone coming into town for tonight's plans, again, probably the only complaint is going to be the wind. We're gusting 30 to 35 miles an hour. But this weekend is definitely looking a little bit busier, specifically Sunday, with the severe risk.
All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. How severe of a chance are we looking at here on Sunday? Because my co-host here, he's very concerned that his spring break flight to Florida may be canceled here, Ryan. So he's got a little extra skin in the game.
All right, what time we got the flight?
About 11 o'clock Sunday
in the
morning.
In the morning.
Yeah.
All right, I think you might be good. We'll see, because basically what we're going to be eyeing for Sunday is we'll have some morning showers and storms. That is not the severe threat, but we'll have some of those morning showers and storms around, and then we're expecting some sort of clearing. Our severe risk is going to be mainly from 5 p.m. onward. All threats of severe weather on the table. Enhanced 3 out of 5 risk. That's new from the Storm Prediction Center this morning. They upped us to 3 out of 5 risk. But, yeah, all threats, damaging wind, chance of tornadoes, large hail, mainly after 5 p.m. Should have some dry hours in there. High temperatures will be in the lower 70s before that severe threat starts to take hold.
3 out of 5 sounds like that's like we got a ball game here, though, right? That's not like, well, there's an outside chance that we could get some nasty weather. Like 3 out of 5 sounds like this could be a thing.
Well, yeah, I'd say that's a good point, because we've also had 2 severe events this year so far that have produced 15 tornadoes, and both of them, some part of the state was in the 3 out of 5 risk zone. So I'd say probably taking this one seriously just based on that alone.
And from a timeline perspective here, you think this is mainly, at least as it stands right now, mainly from the afternoon on, right?
Yeah, I'd say I'd even push it now to the evening, nighttime hours. The questions that still need to be answered, that morning round of rain or storms could actually help us out here if the clouds can linger around and kind of limit the development in the afternoon. So we're almost rooting for the clouds to hang on from the morning showers that aren't severe to kind of wait and hold and limit the severe threat for later on in the day.
So let's get to know Ryan Morse a little bit, because, again, we don't get a chance to speak to Ryan all that often here. I know you've been on with Tony Katz, and for that, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ryan, tell us a little bit about you. Like, what's a weekend like this look like to Ryan Morse?
Well, so I'm also a big horse racing fan. I heard Tara and Marcus said that to mention to you guys right off the bat. I'm a big horse and bourbon guy.
Okay,
so
okay.
Put that in there right away. Big sports fan. I'll be sitting here, typical weekend, I'll probably be sitting here just watching every March Madness game possible, every sport possible. And, yeah, I'm just a big sports fan, and I just love some of the teams we get to watch here, and it's great. So,
where are you from, bud?
I am from Boston.
Oh, okay.
No kidding.
So is it a term of endearment if I say you're a masshole? Like, is that a term of endearment, or is that something that you guys frowned upon?
No, I encourage it.
Good.
So grew up Celtics fan, things like that?
Yep, I grew up a Celtics fan. I actually have family from Indiana, so that's kind of how I ended up here. I have a good amount of family from Indiana. Big Notre Dame fan growing up, so that's my Indiana connection. But, yeah, otherwise, mainly aligned with Boston sports.
Okay, now let's go back to the horse racing stuff, because now we're kind of getting into my wheelhouse here. I assume that you've probably made a wager or two before on a horse race. Have you ever been to the Derby?
Yes, so I've been to the Derby, I think the last 3 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
And it's my favorite thing. The only thing is I'm not up in the stands. I'm on the infield with all the regular people.
Okay, the party group. Okay, Ryan, we see how you get down there. All right, all right. Yeah, believe it or not, I've never been to the Derby.
Never have either.
My wife and I have talked about going for years.
Same here.
And there's always something that pops up right, when we want to do it. But, man, what am I missing out? Like, what's the best part of being at the Derby, Ryan?
You know what? It's actually, if I recommend going down there for a first time, I'd almost go the day before, which is the Oaks, which is the Phillies. It's way less crowded, but it's like the same type of feel. The Derby itself, it's just you're packed in there like sardines, and you can't really move once you're within 3 hours of the race. So I'd almost recommend going the day before, where you get all the space to lounge around. But it's pretty cool. You just pull out the lawn chairs, and you can sit out in front of the scoreboard, watch them run by, and then look up at the scoreboard to see how they finish.
I've said for years, it seems like the Oaks Day, which is Friday before the Derby, that's the equivalent of like Carb Day for the Indy 500, right? Now, it's not like the night right before like it is with the Oaks, but it's a big party. The diehards show up for the Oaks and Carb Day, and then when you get to the main event, whether it's the Derby or the Indy 500, it's wall-to-wall humanity.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good comparison. Carb Day here to Oaks Day.
All right, Ryan, one more time, briefly, give us a timeline of what we can expect in terms of severe weather on Sunday.
Okay, yeah, let me just walk you through it. So I'd say mainly after 5 p.m. is when we're going to watch our severe threat taking hold. What the question is we still have to be answered is there's going to be some sort of squall line forming off to our west.
Squall!
Squall! It's whether or not we get some cells or supercells ahead of that squall line. If we get more of those cells and supercells, then the tornado threat will probably be watching out for a little bit more. But 5 p.m. onward into the nighttime hours, rooting for some of the morning showers and storms to sort of linger around with the cloud cover to sort of limit that severe risk later on in the day.
Ryan, are you the tallest member of the Wish TV staff?
Yes.
I was going to say, by far.
I got hair. Like, one of ours.
Shots fired. I love it. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Bringing the heat now, baby. Let's go. That's the mass hole coming out right there. That's what that is. Ryan, where can we follow you at, man?
Yeah, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter or X at Ryan Morris WX, and you can also follow Storm Track 8. I'm sure we're going to be pretty busy and posting updates throughout this week on both of those.
Awesome stuff, Ryan. Have a great weekend, brother. We appreciate it.
All right, see you guys.
He's the tallest and has the most hair.
Right.
Everybody.
We're not going to name any names, Marcus Bailey, but of all the weather forecasters, that's awesome. By the way, shout out to our friend Marcus. I believe they are in the red zone. It's go time for another baby coming into this world.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I believe they, last time I spoke to Marcus, it was, hey, head into the hospital. We got another bun in the oven. It's getting ready to be served.
That's a big family.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4. I don't know.
Good for them.
How many it is,
Hope everybody's safe and God bless them. All right, caller number 9 right now, 239-9393. We're going to hook you up with tickets to go see Brooks and Dunn with special guest David Lee Murphy. It's next Thursday over at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. What a great show. Hit after hit after hit. Caller number 9, you get the tickets. Brooks and Dunn at the Fieldhouse, 239-9393. Matt Bear.
North side, eastbound 465 at Allisonville Road. That's a stall blocking the right lane. And traffic jammed up back to Westfield Boulevard. 15-minute delay. East side, Lawrence, northbound 465 at East 56th Street. Crash on the right shoulder, right lane now closed. Traffic stop and go back to Penn Pike. East side, gunshots reported Prospect at Emerson Avenue. Stay clear of Emerson in that area if you can, please. Also, gunshots reported Michigan Street west of Sherman. Crash east side, Washington Street at Franklin Road. Crash north side, Meridian Street at 75th. And a crash near Speedway. This is Crawfordsville Road to the east of I-465. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The clock is ticking. We are just about 20 minutes away from the championship game.
Oh, boy.
The national final of Hammer and Nigel Records Madness. You don't want to miss it. That's coming up at 4:35. Coming up next, we're going to play Is This Anything? That is on the way. It's 80 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And Nigel, we need 40 a 40 ounce of folks to jump on that YouTube chat. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up. That would get us to 100. So jump online right now. If you're ready to have the greatest weekend of your life, if you're ready to be a badass American patriot and celebrate the greatest country in the world with some beverages and 80-degree weather, hot damn! Jump on that WIBC YouTube chat right now. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. We need 40 people. Help a couple brothers out.
I love Thompson Furniture and Mattress down in Columbus. If for no other reason than the owner, Spencer, first time I walked in, because I knew my wife was going to be shopping for furniture for a while. Spencer offered me a drink. I knew we were going to become buddies just like that. Not to mention the great deals going on. If you're ready for better sleep, Thompson Furniture and Mattress is the place to go right now during their March mattress sale. You can save up to $800 with up to 4 years interest-free financing. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, all the other name brands, and they deliver for free.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress located in Columbus. It's officially spring now, so if you're looking for that patio furniture, maybe you're looking for something indoors or outdoors, Thompson Furniture and Mattress, they are your one-stop shop for everything, and they still have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles. But you got to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. These guys take care of us on the Hammer and Nigel show. Take care of these guys. Stop by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, thompsonfurniture.net.
Indiana patients rely on many types of pharmacies to access their medications and critical healthcare services. But a proposal being considered in the Indiana legislature called SB 140 would disrupt access to medications for Indiana patients. SB 140 would impose government mandates blocking access to critical pharmacy options and services in Indiana. Lost access to pharmacy options would directly harm many of Indiana's most vulnerable patients, including patients fighting cancer and heart disease, many of whom rely on specialty pharmacies for their care. SB 140 would even hike costs for Indiana patients by imposing a $10 tax on every prescription filled in the state. That would often fall directly on the patient. Tell your state legislator, protect access to medications, reject higher costs. Put Indiana patients first by voting no on SB 140, paid for by conservatives for lower healthcare costs.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
The 66th annual O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels. World of Wheels Custom Car Show. March 28th through 30th, Indiana State Fairgrounds. Discount tickets exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. See America's finest hot rods, customs, trucks, motorcycles. The cars are the stars. All weekend. All weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels. World of Wheels Custom Car Show. March 28th through 30th, Indiana State Fairgrounds. Purchase discount tickets exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts stores.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this
anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Come on.
Nige, is this anything? There was a restaurant here in Indiana that had an issue with their plumbing, so they called the plumber.
I think this is in Evansville, yeah.
And he comes out and he cleans everything.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Yep.
Restaurant then did not pay the plumber for his services. So the plumber came back the next day and re-clogged the toilet with a balloon.
It wasn't a toilet. I think it was a grease trap.
Here's the restaurant's operations manager, Jesse, along with the plumber, Joel, telling their sides of this story.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. It's like, okay, is this really happening? So this was the first invoice, basically explaining all the work he did. And then this is the second one, basically doing the same exact work, and he charged us double. If we were to leave the balloon in there, it would have overflowed the restaurant with water, dirty water that's going down the grease trap. Basically, we would have to shut down.
I don't have a magic wand I can wave and remove all of the garbage and debris from the drain line. We can snake it. We can verify that it's open.
Yeah, this is something I'm reading the article here. The restaurant has a history of not paying its bills or whatever. But the first time they did, they got rid of the grease trap problem. The plumbers came out, all good. But the second time, they're talking about the second time these guys came out, it was an emergency. So when they have to come out, it's last minute, it's an emergency. Those people pay double, like you're working overtime, okay? So like it's like coming out, it's the equivalent of coming out at midnight, basically.
Right.
I think they had an appointment the first time. The second time, we got an emergency. We got to get these guys out here. They charge them double. That's usually the way it works, as I understand it, with plumbers. So I think the restaurant's in the wrong, and that is so funny. I've never, ever heard of a plumber coming back out and reclogging the grease trap at the balloon.
I love it.
Until they pay.
I'm here for that level of petty.
You're not going to pay me? All right, I'm going to come back out with this plumber's balloon and whatever that is. Maybe Denny Smith could call in and help us out here with that one. But they reclogged the problem until they paid.
And oh, by the way, I took an upper decker in your bathroom. I'll be back tomorrow for double the money.
I mean, that's the way it works with that line of work, right? I mean, if you're in the middle of winter and your furnace goes out at midnight, you're not going to be paying the same rates as you would as if you make an appointment 3 days later. You got to get somebody out there right away that's on call 24 hours a day.
Right.
And it's going to cost you twice what it is, but at least you're going to be warm.
And you better pay the people that go out there to help you.
Right.
Like, you've got to treat them right. I'm good with this. Spite is a wonderful thing. Being petty is in my wheelhouse. I love this story so much. I'm Team Plumber on this one.
Reclogged the balloon. They reclogged the pipe until they decided to pay. And it did get paid, by the way, miraculously.
Funny how that works out, right?
It is.
It's almost like a mafia shakedown. You try to screw over the mob once, okay, and then you have a few fingers broken or a kneecap shattered.
Oh, yeah, I'll have that money to you by the end of the day.
Yeah, funny how the money shows up. Is this anything? A New Jersey police chief is being accused of turning the police department into, I'm using quotes here, Animal House.
Oh, fun.
Robert Farley is accused of defecating on the office floor, spiking the office coffee pot with Adderall and Viagra, and jabbing one officer in the junk with a hypodermic needle.
This is not funny at all.
Here is the lawyer representing the other officers in the department, as well as a retired NYPD officer and a professor, talking about the poop, the needles, the everything and in between of this New Jersey Police Department.
Then remarks were made to them along the lines of, you can't take a joke. If you can't take it, get out, retire, get lost.
Officers are not going to engage. They're going to go in, they're going to do their shift, and they're going to leave. Worst case scenario, they're just going to get up and quit.
Yeah, I'd say they probably have a case against this police chief. I mean, Animal House, I don't recall ever a scene. Maybe I'm wrong. You know the movie better than I do. I don't recall a scene where anybody defecated on the office floor.
No. That scene was not in the film, nor was there ever a scene where Bluto jabbed Niedermeyer in the wiener with a hypodermic needle.
It's like if you've ever seen The Office. We've been talking about The Office the past couple this week because it's the 20th anniversary. Todd Packer, when his character kind of honed in on The Office there for a while. David Koechner's character, he was just so obnoxious and sexist and inappropriate and racist and homophobic. It just awful. It sounds like that's what this police chief was. I mean, defecating on the office floor. Yeah, sure. Sometimes you're going to have people spiking the coffee pot with Viagra. It happens.
None of us complained about that. We're fine with that, to be honest with you.
It's the poop in the middle of the dining room.
To me, I got to be honest, it's different for me. It's the jamming of a hypodermic needle into my junk.
Gotcha. He said gotcha when he did it. Gotcha.
Cup check. Oh, man. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
The deals and specials are sizzling hot. It's the Central Indiana Gun and Knife Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Stoutfield National Guard Armory on West Minnesota Street. The best dealers in the region, hundreds of tables, just $6 for adults, kids 12 and under free. Must be 18 or accompanied by an adult. Buy, sell, trade. This Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Stoutfield National Guard Armory. For more info, visit CentralIndianaGunShows.com.
Denny Smith here for Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden. Nursery stock is arriving daily at both locations are filling up. Come shop early and save. 20% off all container trees and shrubs in stock now at both Sundown Gardens in Westfield and Miss M's Home and Garden in Bargersville. Their gift shops are full of spring color. Sundown Gardens at 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield. Miss M's Home and Garden on State Road 135 just south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville. Stop in and see them this week.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A cow catastrophe. Showers and even a few storms in northern Indiana. The storms will be the story for Sunday in central Indiana. With strong winds, though, this afternoon, the National Weather Service says gusts could hit 35 to 45 miles per hour. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Ryan Hedrick with the story of what happened when a truck crashed that was full of livestock.
Friday morning's rush in northwest Indiana took an unexpected turn when a truck carrying 127 cows tipped over just after 8 a.m. on the northbound side of I-65. The real surprise was that none of the cows escaped. They were quickly rounded up and safely transferred to another truck. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Elon Musk and crew at Doge giving time for an interview with Fox's Brett Baer on the government cuts. Rich Edson has what you'll hear.
Elon Musk and his team have been defending their work exclusively to Brett Baer. They maintain that they are cutting the government with a scalpel, not a hatchet, and that they're overhauling outdated government record and payment systems. Musk and Doge say through that, they're eliminating wasteful spending.
We want to reduce the spending by eliminating waste and fraud, reduce the spending by 15%, which seems really quite achievable.
Now, Democrats say Musk and his team are recklessly slashing vital government functions and workers, sacrificing security, health, and global American influence, all to help pay for a tax cut for the wealthy.
Some rental car companies say they will be benefiting from President Trump's tariffs on foreign countries. Fox Business's Madison Allworth explaining why.
It's for two reasons. One, you might see some drivers opt to go the rental car route rather than buying a new expensive vehicle. The other reason actually, and which is very compelling, is that companies like Hertz and Avis, once they're done using their cars as rental cars, they then sell them on the used car market. And those vehicles, because they already exist, all avoid the existing tariffs that we've just had announced. So they're more valuable today than they were before this tariff announcement. Shares of Hertz and Avis Budget Group each surged more than 20% on Thursday in the aftermath of President Trump's announcement to slap a 25% tariff on imported vehicles.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
For the deal that can't be beat, you got to get over to Andy Moore Ford. Start the spring strong with a new Andy Moore Ford. You can elevate that journey of yours with a new 2024 Ford Expedition Platinum. You could save over $15,000 off MSRP. The high output 3.5-liter EcoBoost, up to 400 horsepower, commanding performance. I'm driving one. It's fantastic. And if you need something just a little smaller but could still do all the hauling, the new 2024 Ford Edge SE. Save over $6,500 off MSRP and get more to your door. Simply purchase your vehicle online and they'll deliver directly to you. Andy Moore Ford has got the entire selection. And if you're looking to sell or trade your current vehicle, Andy Moore Ford will pay top dollar for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy theirs. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's MOHR. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Hey, Lawrence, northbound 465. Crash at East 56th Street. Right lane is closed. Traffic backed up to I-74. 19-minute delay. Eastbound 465 ugly. We had a stall out there, but it's gone now. Still stopped from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road and a little bit beyond that. Northwest side, the Bone. Southbound 65 slow. Whitestown Parkway down to the Dogleg 865. Inbound 65 slow. Rural 29th to Meridian Patton, eastbound 70 slow from Harding into the South Split. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance. With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Looks like we have a warm evening coming our way thanks to winds out of the southwest. Our low temperatures around 62 degrees and a few clouds growing in the overnight hours, but will be rain-free at least until about Saturday afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
This is it. Everything we've been doing has been leading to this moment.
That's it.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is here.
Hello.
And all month long, to tie into March Madness, we've been doing Hammer and Nigel Records Madness, where we've taken 16 of our favorite dumb little funny parody songs, and each afternoon at this time, they've competed head-to-head. And you, the awesome listeners, you have voted for the ones that you want to move forward in the tournament. And today, Nige, it comes to an end.
Oh, boy.
So before we get to the national championship game.
There's a reason I'm a little hesitant here, but go ahead.
Yesterday's matchup in the Final Four featured some heavyweights. We had Nigel Tradition, which is a song performed by Jeff Boggs using audio highlights of Nigel's drunken ride home from our charity bowling event, taking on the Hunter Biden classic, Cocaine in the Ukraine.
It was close.
53-47.
Yeah.
Nigel Tradition has moved on. Which brings us...
Rob Kendall was driving, by the way.
Yes.
I was a passenger streaming.
I can't believe you remember that.
Stop.
Which brings us to today's national championship game. This is it. The two finalists.
Come on.
You folks will vote for the champion of the entire tournament. Whew. And before we move forward, we have some very special pre-game ceremonies. Here to deliver the invocation for the championship game is someone who I think honestly cares a little bit more about his own March Madness bracket than our bracket. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Indiana, Pastor Micah Beckwith.
Good morning, everyone. All right, this is Pastor Micah Beckwith. I've been asked to give the invocation by my good friends, Hammer and Nigel. So let us pray. Lord, I come to you right now in your mighty name. We pray that you would bless my bracket. Make it sweeter than honey from the honeycomb. Make it sweeter than dew in the morning.
Preach!
Make it sweeter than water as we wander the wilderness.
I don't know what that means.
Lord, I pray that the boys on that court would make their shots, would block out with respect, would run the court, the plays that they're divinely inspired to run. Lord, I pray for the Duke Blue Devils. Lord, the Duke Blue Devils, they're devils. It shouldn't be devils. And I also pray for them because I have them winning my bracket.
Okay.
The bracket with Jerry Lopez.
Okay.
And I got to win that bracket because I'm going up against right now the mayor of Carmel, Sue Finkham, and we're tied. But Lord, let me win that bracket. So bless the Blue Devils. Lord, your glory, your power, and it's in your name that we pray. Amen, amen, and amen.
Is that really Micah?
Let's get ready to play. Let's go.
Is that AI Micah?
No, that's real Micah Beckwith. That is the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Indiana.
Well, that had nothing to do with Hammer and Nigel's madness, but that was fine. I mean, if he wants to get involved, I'm okay with it. Sure.
He wants to win his own bracket, so he's only got a few prayers to play with, so I see what he did there. All right. For those who are able, please rise and remove your caps. Here to perform the national anthem before the national championship game, Carl Lewis.
Standing here.
Oh, say, can you see? And the Rockets, red flag. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'll make up for it now.
I don't know. I don't think you will, Carl. And for those of you who are from the state of Indiana and you're celebrating not only a Sweet 16 weekend, but our national championship game, here to soak up all the nostalgia and perform Back Home Again in Indiana, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Cornelison.
Yeah.
When I dream about the moonlight from the Wabash, then I long for my Indiana.
Let's go.
This is like a real thing here.
You sound like my mom now. It sounds like a real show.
You guys have your own radio? It sounds real.
Let's meet our starting lineups. Hit the music, Allison.
Okay.
A late entry to the field, but performing a buzzsaw through the bracket. In one corner, performed by Jeff Boggs, we've got Nigel Tradition. Make some noise for Nigel Tradition. Allison, hit the next music. And the number one seed in this 16-team bracket, a man known for true international pressure better than anybody I've ever met in my life, the Joe Biden quote song, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, put your hands together.
Now, here to deliver pregame pep talks to each team, we've invited Jeff Boggs, the man who performs Nigel Tradition, to give a little pep talk to his song.
1 month ago today, Nigel got drunk at a bowling alley and decided to go live on Facebook while Rob Kendall drove him home. This afternoon, the song Nigel Tradition is competing to win one of the greatest trophies in all of sports. I want to thank the great people of Indiana for making this happen. Now let's go win this one for all the small Nigel drunk at a bowling alley songs that never had the chance to get here.
Yeah!
USA!
USA! USA!
I love the Hoosiers theme music there in the background.
Now, here to give a little pep talk to the Joe Biden quote song.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, wheeling, dealing, hair sniffing, kiss stealing Joe Biden.
Hey, guess what? Sometimes when you take your pants off, a chocolate raccoon will make you eat Pop-Tarts. I smell like toast. Bathtub pubic hair. Good luck.
Great speech. Very inspiring by Joe Biden.
Bathtub pubic hair? That's the speech?
Morning Joe said he's better than ever. He's more than cogent.
Sharp as a tack.
All right. It's game time. Here we go.
All right.
This was the song created after the live stream of Nigel being driven home by Rob Kendall at our charity bowling event.
Strong buzz. Very strong buzz.
It's got a little Hank Jr. feel to it, performed by Jeff Boggs. This is Nigel Tradition.
I don't like to go anywhere. I don't like to go places.
Friday night was a good old time for the Hammer and Nigel show.
I like it.
They raise money for veterans down at Royal Penwood and Bowl.
All right.
Everybody was feeling fine, doing shots and other adult libations.
Come on.
But there's one guy who got too pie-eyed. It's just a Nigel tradition.
Here we go.
Somebody ask him, Nigel, why do you drink?
I have not had too much to drink. Trust me.
Why can't you bowl?
I hate bowling.
Why did you need someone else to drive you home?
Rob Kendall is taking me home.
Over and over.
Passed out.
You keep finding yourself in position.
Did I sound drunk when I said that?
Too much and start slurring and such. It's just a
Nigel tradition.
I haven't had this much to drink in a long time.
There it is.
Nice. Nigel, that's all you. That was great.
My goodness.
So that is one choice. Your other choice.
Wow.
Very much like the Nigel Tradition song. It features real audio from Joe Biden.
Yes.
And when I put this together, I had just finished watching the movie Eddie and the Cruisers, and the signature song in that movie is The Dark Side, performed by John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. That was the inspiration for the Joe Biden quote song. Look, fat, look, here's the deal.
Look, fat, look, here's the deal.
Where's Jackie? Is she here?
Where's Jackie? Jackie, you here?
Happy birthday, Velvet. You ain't black.
And you ain't black.
You're a damn liar. Get your word straight, Jack.
You're a damn liar, man. Get your word straight, Jack.
I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. Lion, dog face, pony soldier.
Lion, dog face, pony soldier.
True international depression.
True international depression.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
True international depression.
True international depression.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Clap your hands.
Kajan.
Come on.
Kajan.
Come on.
Katanji Brown Jackson.
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
You know the thing. Let's go, Brandon.
You know the thing. Let's go, Brandon.
Log on now to vaccines.gum.
Vaccines.com.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper. I'm not going nuts.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper. I'm not going nuts.
I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. Lion, dog face, pony soldier.
Lion, dog face, pony soldier.
True international depression.
True international depression.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
True international depression.
True international depression.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Genius.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Bravo. I get a vote, right? I
You
get
do.
one vote. Just
You
like
get a vote.
I know which one I'm voting for, and it's not Nigel Tradition.
You can vote right now.
Those are strong, man.
Go to our Twitter at Hammer and Nigel. It's pinned to the top. You've got until Monday. We're going to keep it open the whole weekend.
Really?
Championship games the whole weekend long. You've got until Monday. You can also go to Facebook. If you're not on Twitter, but you're on Facebook, Facebook.com/Hammer and Nigel. Give us a follow, give us a like, cast your vote. We will announce the winner on Monday. Okay? The winner will cut down the nets. We'll have one shining moment, and it's going to be beautiful. But you got to vote right now. Hammer and Nigel, Facebook and Twitter, the championship game of Hammer and Nigel Records Madness.
This is the most exciting time of the year, and we want you to go all the way, even if your team doesn't. March on, Indiana, in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection, and a free Carfax history report. Hubler's got you covered. Busted brackets not included. For over 2,000 vehicles, visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Hi, it's T. Brian Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matters Show. You know, many people think they have thought of everything when it comes to the retirement and estate plan. Unfortunately, though, that is not the case in most circumstances. So join me this weekend as we bring to your attention the many factors that are most often overlooked in the planning process, which could very well lead to a ruined retirement plan. The Retirement Money Matters Show airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse is now open. The same exceptional pricing, but with expanded selection. The Farmhouse. Built in 1888, the Farmhouse is now your place to find or create that special piece of jewelry. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, the watches. Oh, what a collection. All there at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Now open. Check it out for yourself on Green Street. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Nobody likes a cold shower. LD Smith has hot deals on water heaters. Save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Get those votes in right now. The Facebook poll is now up. It's a little late on that, my bad. It's up on Facebook right now and on Twitter. Who do you want to be the winner of Hammer and Nigel Records Madness 2025? Matt Baer, you got a vote?
Yes, I'm voting for Nigel. The Nigel tradition. Yeah, Nigel tradition. Yeah, there we're gonna go. That's my one. Eastbound 465 stopped Westfield Boulevard past Allisonville Road. And if you can avoid Emerson Avenue right now, there's an investigation into a shooting. And investigators saying there is no threat to the community, but it's Emerson Avenue between Terrace and Prospect. Stay out of that east side area, if you could, please. Crawfordsville Road east of 465, that's a crash. Southbound 65 slow. Whitestown Parkway to 865, and southbound 65 stop and go from 29th to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
80 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Nige, today is National Hot Tub Day. Now, we've made it clear on this program before, we're very upset that we do not have a hot tub sponsorship. Hot tub endorsement.
Oh, man, we would sell the crap out of some hot tubs if we
Right.
could just get one of our own in our backyard or patio.
Right. Same at our house, man. Imagine all the content we could do, celebrity hot tub videos. Nobody would be better at that than us. But here we are without hot tubs on National Hot Tub Day. So if anybody wants to partner with us, send us a message here, Hammer and Nigel at WIBC.com. In the meantime, let's take a trip down memory lane. Great moments in hot tub history.
Beautiful.
Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live doing James Brown's Celebrity Hot Tub.
It's James Brown's Celebrity Hot Tub Party. And now, here he is, the godfather of soul and hot tub man number one, James Brown. Hot tub. Gonna get in the water. Gonna make me sweat now. Yeah, go to the hot tub. Too hot in the hot tub. Too hot. Burn my flesh.
Too hot in the hot tub.
Oh, that's a classic.
Keeping it in the Saturday Night Live family, the sketches that Will Ferrell used to do with Rachel Dratch about the lovers, they would crack each other
they're
up.
like professors or something like that,
Yes.
and they talk like this, and they're so existential. But in the actual skit, oh my gosh, everybody was laughing for real.
Right. Will Ferrell did an interview, I think leading up to that big SNL anniversary, where he talked about how the goal was to make each other laugh so hard you broke character when they were doing those hot tub sketches.
I don't know if the lovers in the with Rachel Dratch in the hot tub, the two professors, that maybe doesn't get as much attention as it should. But that was always trying to make the other people break.
Was it in our minds? We don't know.
There was a lot of pinching underneath the bubbling surface of the water.
Rachel Dratch was very underrated.
Oh, yeah.
The Debbie Downer sketches would make me cry.
Yes.
They were so funny.
Yes.
Great moments in hot tub history from the movie Austin Powers.
I feel extreme relaxation.
How dare you break wind before me?
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't know it was your turn.
Great moments in hot tub history. Nige.
Oh, wow.
Thank God I am not out on the dating market anymore.
Here, here.
I pray for like Allison and Matt Baer that they have to deal with a lot of this crap now. There's a new term called floodlighting. Allison, have you ever heard of the term floodlighting before?
I haven't, actually, but I'm very interested.
It's a new term, and it's designed for like when you're on a date with somebody, maybe it's the first date or the second date, and you reveal way too much information about yourself too soon. You've opened up the floodgates to yourself too soon, and now that's called floodlighting.
Yeah.
Like if I were going out on a date with someone and I said, "Oh, you look beautiful tonight. You look like $1 million damn dollars. By the way, I've got irritable bowel syndrome."
That's floodlighting?
That would be an example of floodlighting right there. Things you have to worry about today, man. Things you didn't have to worry about back in the day.
Swipe right. Yeah. Swipe,
right.
Give me a break. No way. No, thanks.
Coming up next, Doge looking to make some cuts, and some people are not happy.
Oh, no.
We've got that story next.
Hoops is so Hoosier. I mean, basketball is a team sport, and we know how to work as a team. That's why Trajan Wealth is your financial player for your retirement or for right now. You might need to talk about both. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan are ready to listen. Matt Baer here. Hey, call and schedule your complimentary consultation at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan is a fiduciary, meaning they're always acting in your best interest, always checking and monitoring the markets for you, and making sure your financial future is as secure can be. They know even every retirement plan is different and are ready to listen to you, then customize a portfolio tailored to your hopes and dreams. Call and schedule at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Good times are always in stock at Crown Liquors and have been since 1989. For a limited time, get throwback pricing. Svedka vodka half gallons are only $9.99. Basil Hayden bourbon only $29.99. Jack Daniel's 750s only $17.99. Premium Don Julio Reposado only $39.99. And Kendall Jackson Chardonnay only $10.99. Pick up ice cold 12 packs of Corona Modelo Family only $17.99. Huge savings on top sellers at Crown Liquors.
Ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes in Greenfield. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. Joyner Homes builds homes that have character, like the homes of yesterday, but have modern features. Character-rich features with exposed wood beams, stone fireplaces, custom build-ins, and smart design. Joyner Homes has a full in-house team that includes architectural and design specialists that will be with you every step to ensure your vision comes to life. See pricing, floor plans, and photos at joynerhomes.com.
It's your last chance to get Disney Plus and Hulu together for just $2.99 a month.
Definitely a very smart move.
Get both and watch Star Wars Andor Season 2 and Mufasa the Lion King on Disney Plus.
There's a lot of stories with all of us.
On Hulu, it's the new season of The Handmaid's Tale and A Complete Unknown.
Give a warm welcome to Bob Dylan.
Don't miss your last chance to get Disney Plus and Hulu together for just $2.99 a month for 4 months. New and returning subscribers, 18 plus only. After 4 months, plan auto renews at $10.99 a month until canceled. Offer ends 3/30/25. Terms apply.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Why do so many foundation, basement, and crawl space companies ask for half your money up front? Could it be because that's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they believe trust is earned, not demanded. That's why they do things differently. They start with a free inspection, no strings attached, to give you an honest assessment of what your home needs. No pressure, no surprises. When it's time for the work, they don't ask for a deposit or any upfront payment. Not a single dollar until the job is complete and you're 100% satisfied. That's how they've been earning trust for over 39 years. Whether it's sagging floors, moisture control, concrete repair, or a full crawl space encapsulation, you can count on Michaelis for repairs that last. Don't trust just anyone with your home. Choose the company that puts your trust first. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY today. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation, building trust beneath your feet.
Emmer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
He's willing to make a deal. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's what President Trump just told reporters on Air Force One about tariffs. But he says agreements would have to be negotiated after new reciprocal tariffs are announced on Wednesday. Auto tariffs also set to kick in next week. Earlier today, President Trump repeating his call for Congress to pass a tax deduction on car loans for vehicles made in America.
If you borrow money, you have interest payments, we're going to let you deduct the interest payment for income tax reasons. And I think that's going to more than pay for itself.
The president says he had a good and productive first call today with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, who's planning retaliatory tariffs, and says the president didn't back down on the issue, but respected Canada's sovereignty in his private and public comments today. A big sell-off on Wall Street, driven in part by the latest report on consumer prices.
Core PCE inflation, that's the Fed's chosen inflation gauge, up 2.8% annually in February. That was higher than expected. This along with the Atlanta Fed now forecasting negative 2.8% growth in the first quarter of the year. Today's sell-off took another nosedive on news that consumer sentiment plunged to a 28-month low on surging inflation expectations.
Fox Business's Jerry Willis, the Dow dropping 715 points, the S&P also down more than 1%, the NASDAQ plummeting more than 2%. Vice President J.D. Vance visiting the U.S. space base in Greenland and accusing Denmark of not doing enough to keep the Danish territory safe.
As China and Russia have taken greater and greater interest in Greenland, in this base, in the activities of the brave Americans right here, we know that too often our allies in Europe have not kept pace.
Vance says the president respects Greenland's right to self-determination, but they believe the people there will choose a partnership with the U.S. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
No officers hurt in a police shooting. No rain on radar in the Indy Metro or Central Indiana, but that changes Saturday night and Sunday. More on severe weather possibilities in just a minute. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Police involved in a shooting on the southeast side, Riley Place, near the intersection of Prospect Street and Emerson Avenue, possibly at the Rowney Terrace apartment complex. So far, not much info is coming from police, except no officers were hurt.
The truck was hauling 127 heads of cattle, dairy cows, and they were blocking the entire roadway.
Indiana State Police Sergeant Glenn Fifield describing what's kept them busy all day at the I-65 to I-8094 northbound on-ramp in Lake County.
Cattle had to be offloaded from the truck. Once they were offloaded from the truck, they had to be loaded back onto another truck.
That all got started about 8 this morning and is still going on. The cow truck is long gone, but they're still finishing the cleanup job. He says 2 cows died, 2 were injured, and sent back to the farm from which they came. You're feeling the wind this afternoon, but the storms really make themselves felt Sunday. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Sunday afternoon, you'll notice a change as a cold front moves in.
Say after 2 o'clock into the evening hours through about 8, 9 p.m.
And then when the storm gets here, says Jason Puma at the National Weather Service, it'll bring...
Will be straight line winds, large hail, but we can't rule out isolated tornadoes at this point either.
And Puma says from now until then, rain off and on. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
This afternoon, wind gusts of 35 to 45 miles per hour for most of the central and southern parts of the state, with some gusts as high as 50 possible. Your forecast and traffic coming up.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Chris, you were talking about the shooting on the east side, and do avoid Emerson Avenue between Terrace and Prospect Street. It is this police investigation into the shooting there on the east side. Also on the east side, a crash on the exit ramp from southbound 465 to eastbound 72 cars at the off-ramp on that blind turn, so please be careful. Again, southbound to eastbound on the east side. The ramp is open. Eastbound 465 jammed. Westfield Boulevard past Allisonville Road. Inbound 69 stop and go from 106 to 82nd, a 5-minute delay there. Inbound 65 slow roll 21st to Meridian Penn. And a crash on the east side. This is Crawfordsville Road to the east of 465. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Friday evening, winds will slow down but not completely stop. We'll be under partly cloudy skies, and winds will be again keeping us warm since they're out of the south, so we'll see a low temperature on 62. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
Hammer Doge is looking to make major cuts in the Department of HHS, Health and Human Services. It's RFK's spot. RFK Jr. Doge, of course, Department of Government Efficiency, headed up by Elon Musk of Tesla and SpaceX. Donald Trump has enlisted his very smart billionaire, the world's richest man, to make some cuts in the government bureaucracy. He's got his sights set on the Health and Human Services Department.
With the blessing of RFK Jr., who leads that department. Now, there's chatter that they're looking to trim 25% of the workforce there. Now, when you say that out loud, you're like, oh my God, that's a lot of people that are about to lose their jobs. But when you take a step back and you think about it, maybe the way you should be looking at this is, why do we have so many people working for the HHS? Why do we have so many people in the government? Joe Biden's jobs report would come out every month, first week of the month. And the only area where you would see major growth are government jobs. Manufacturing sucked. Automotive sucked. But boy, government jobs went through the roof.
It was like the gig economy and government jobs, and that was it.
Right. So the report came out that 25% of the workforce of HHS may be cut. This got the panties bunched up of Hawaii's governor, Josh Green. He's a Democrat. Yeah. He jumped on CNN and reacted to that news. Plus, there was some viral video that went around of tennis star Novak Djokovic playing tennis with RFK Jr.
I saw that. Joker and RFK Jr. That was pretty cool.
I don't know who was in better shape.
That's a very good point. RFK Jr. is slightly older than Joker, but
he's cut though.
Yeah, man.
So take a listen to this. This is the Hawaii governor, very, very upset that Djokovic would be playing tennis with RFK Jr. when he's getting ready to fire 25% of his staff. Oops. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Boy.
And now, a message from the peaceful, tolerant left.
And shame on Novak for cozying up to this guy. Novak, go play tennis, hit 160-mile-per-hour serve, but stay out of public health. And I hope someone hits him with an overhead and shows him what it means to hurt somebody, because that's what it's going to be for all these kids that don't get vaccinated.
This has been a message from the peaceful, tolerant left.
Who's not getting vaccinated? What are you talking about? Joker didn't get the COVID vaccine.
And now he wants him to get hit in the head from someone so he can know what pain's like.
Welcome to the peaceful, tolerant left, as the intro suggested.
That's all they've done lately. It's almost like they got their bullet points of saying, listen, the only thing we do that gets clicks on social media is when we threaten violence. Everything else we do sucks right now. But we need everybody circle the wagons, threaten as much violence as you can, and maybe, just maybe, we can stay in the news cycle. Ted Cruz, who has been on the receiving end of some of these violent threats in this past week.
Chased out of restaurants. Not this past week, but certainly the past couple of years. You remember that footage of him being harassed and chased out of restaurants by radical leftist progressives.
This past week, it was Representative Jasmine Crockett, who basically said, you got to punch Ted Cruz in the head. You got to punch him hard, which... okay, what the hell is wrong with you? But that's who they are. Here's Ted Cruz talking about this trend of violent rhetoric from the Dems.
It's really sad that this is where the Democrat Party is. You were talking a minute ago in your last segment about how the Democrat Party, they're floundering. They don't stand for anything other than rage and hatred. They hate Donald Trump. They hate Elon Musk. They're now the party of violence. She's happily calling for violence. You know what? We see death threats across the board. By the way, Donald Trump had 2 assassination attempts, and that kind of rhetoric, it plays into it. It is unfortunate to see the rage we're seeing right now, domestic terrorism. directed at Tesla dealerships with radical leftists coming in with Molotov cocktails, bombs. We had bombs in an Austin Tesla dealership, firing guns. Somebody's going to get killed. And at some point, the Democrat Party needs to stop being out of their minds.
Good luck with that.
The hatred of Elon Musk is so bizarre to me. 5 years ago, these people were fondling themselves at the idea of electric cars. Tesla. Oh, it was the best thing since sliced bread. But now, because Elon Musk has been asked by Donald Trump, hey, you think you can find some money to help our economy? The previous people, they spent so much damn money, we're in a bit of a bind. Can you find some waste? You're a good businessman. So he puts together this team of elite geniuses and whiz kids. They find the waste, and now people are melting down.
Yeah, did you see the crew on, I think it was Brett Baer's program last night? It was Elon Musk and the Doge crew, and they said they found, 40% of like Social Security fraud? Right. They've been able to nail down that. And what's going on there? Who in the world would be against cutting back on that? The fraud, I mean, just Social Security payments alone, 40% in the fraudsters and the scammers that are getting away with all that crap.
And if you want to find the dumbest person in the room, it's the person that thinks Elon Musk is going to steal your Social Security money for his own benefit.
And by the way, this isn't a new idea, is it? Is Doge new? This is like a new concept?
I'm glad you bring that up, Nige, because I'm old enough to remember when the darling of the political left, one Barack Hussein Obama, kind of pitched some of these same ideas.
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about. But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody. Waste we should be getting rid of even if we didn't have a deficit. Sure, some of these cuts aren't that big, but no amount of waste is acceptable. Not when it's your money. Not at a time when so many Americans are already cutting back. Just as families are living within their means, government should too. Did you know the federal government pays for a website devoted to a folk music ensemble made up of forest rangers? They're called the Fiddlin' Foresters. I'll put their music on my iPod, but I'm not paying for their website. And there are hundreds of similar sites that we should consolidate or just get rid of.
That's not AI. That's not something that I created in my office. That's the real former President Barack Obama talking about the ridiculous things we spend our money on and wanting to get rid of them.
It was back like from 2011, I believe. I'm not sure. I think he was putting Joe Biden in charge of that the last I saw.
Now it makes sense.
Imagine, yeah.
Now it makes sense as to why we need to do it again. That makes perfect sense, Nige. The View's Joy Behar, Nige.
You could just make me laugh by saying that.
One of the many ladies that we have had you make out with on various AI videos.
Yeah.
I think she was the first one, actually. That's the one that got everything rolling. You and Joy Behar making out in the hallway, I believe.
My wife saw that, and she's like, Nigel, what is this? I go, well, that's me making out with Joy Behar. What does it look like, honey?
If you have a problem with that, then we're going to need to see a therapist. So Joy Behar, she's on The View, which Nigel tapes every day, watches it every night. It's his new Tucker.
I know.
And Joy Behar says that all this rhetoric that Donald Trump is talking about with Joe Biden, how the previous administration spent so much money and they were so incompetent, that's never happened before.
They also have a tendency to blame the Biden administration. It's like, move on. That ship has sailed. I never remember in my lifetime a sitting president trashing a previous president.
She doesn't remember a president trashing a previous president? Oh, please. Oh, honey. Oh, lady. Did you forget the past few years of the Biden administration?
I know Biden has, but I expected Joy Behar to remember it at the very least. Let's take a little trip down memory lane, shall we, Nige, of a certain former hair-sniffing president that loved taking shots at his predecessor.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays. You know, I was in that World War I cemetery. The one that one of our colleagues, the former president, didn't want to go and be up there. When the president was asked what he thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "There are very fine people on both sides."
Hoax.
My God.
Hoax.
That's what he said. That Trump, when in Europe, would not go to the grave sites in one of them in France.
Hoax.
The brave service members who gave their lives to this country, he called them suckers and losers. Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is? In my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is your supporters. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
I'm sorry. They're the type of people you want to do what to?
I think I heard smack in the ass, but I'm not quite sure. And then they had trashed Donald Trump supporters in there. Trashing Donald. What's Troy Behar talking about?
Couple hoaxes in there, big time hoaxes, the suckers and losers, the fine people, but I can't get over an angry Joe Biden wanting to smack people in the ass. That's weird to me. Oh, I guess it's better than a shower with your daughter, I guess. All right, Matt Bear standing by with a look at the roads.
Hammer, we have a very tough exit on the east side here. It runs from southbound 465 to eastbound 70, and there is a crash on this exit ramp, and there are emergency vehicles all over the place. Right now, traffic is getting through. It is slow. It is tricky right now as we're kind of having to bob and weave around some of these emergency vehicles. But again, it's a crash on the east side, southbound 465 to eastbound 70. The ramp is open, partially blocked. Also on the east side, Emerson Avenue shut down between Terrace and Prospect because of an investigation into a police shooting. Investigators say no threat to the community. And Chris Davis with more coming up at 5:30. Inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic 29th at 2 Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slows from Harding Street into the South Split. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green, get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRUgreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine and 80. It's absolutely perfect right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. We're going to play Are You Okay With This coming up in just a second.
Cool.
But can I read you a hate letter that we received, Nige?
Like in the mail?
Yes, an actual mailed letter that we received in the mail.
Sure, I didn't see this.
So this came to the Hammer and Nigel show. They put it in my mailbox, so I grabbed it. This is as a result of something that happened on Caller Roulette the other day, okay? So somebody was so passionate, they sent this like 2-day delivery. So this is from Nancy in Indianapolis, and she prints out the letter, okay? Hammer and Nigel, I've been tuning into your show for years and usually laugh and totally enjoy listening. Not so on Tuesday, 3/25/25.
Oh, no.
A woman called and said she wanted to brighten the day with a couple of jokes. Yes, they were little kids' jokes, but in this day and age, a simple little joke can be a refreshing relief. You were unnecessarily rude to her, and it angered me so much that I turned my radio off. Everyone isn't as funny and as talented as you are, apparently.
Damn straight.
Uncalled for rudeness is mean. Not funny. Thank you, Nancy.
Well, the way I remember it is we just didn't say anything. We didn't laugh. We just kind of were silent, and there were crickets in the background, and we moved on.
Right.
That was a particularly brutal edition of Caller Roulette, which sometimes it's hit or miss, man. I'm not saying they're all going to be home runs. When you don't screen the phone calls, sometimes that happens.
Now, when you call a radio program that is the #1 rated drive time show on the #1 rated station, you better come with something, right? Content is at a premium. Advertisers pay thousands of dollars to advertise on our show.
True.
And you're right. We didn't say anything mean. We just had awkward silence, and we moved on. We treated it like Mitch McConnell was standing there at the podium and just froze up and took the next call. So I'm sorry, Nancy.
Sorry, Nancy.
I mean, I've been mean to people in the past.
That wasn't anywhere close.
No, not anywhere close. All right. Are you okay with this? Next.
For the deal that can't be beat, you got to get over to Andy Moore Ford. Start the spring strong with a new Andy Moore Ford. You can elevate that journey of yours with a new 2024 Ford Expedition Platinum. You could save over $15,000 off MSRP. The high output 3.5-liter EcoBoost, up to 400 horsepower, commanding performance. I'm driving one. It's fantastic. And if you need something just a little smaller but could still do all the hauling, the new 2024 Ford Edge SE. Save over $6,500 off MSRP and get more to your door. Simply purchase your vehicle online and they'll deliver directly to you. Andy Moore Ford has got the entire selection. And if you're looking to sell or trade your current vehicle, Andy Moore Ford will pay top dollar for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy theirs. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's M-O-H-R. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
For over 20 years, Howard Bailey Financial has been helping families just like yours gain clarity, confidence, and purpose with personal and practical financial strategies. And now, we're offering our full suite of services on Rangeline Road, right in the heart of Carmel, making it even easier to meet with our experienced team face to face. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating life transitions, or just need guidance for your financial future, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Text CARMEL to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
It's your last chance to get Disney Plus and Hulu together for just $2.99 a month.
Definitely a very smart move.
Get both and watch Star Wars Andor Season 2 and Mufasa the Lion King on Disney Plus.
There's a lot of stories with all of us.
On Hulu, it's the new season of The Handmaid's Tale and A Complete Unknown.
Give a warm welcome to Bob Dylan.
Don't miss your last chance to get Disney Plus and Hulu together for just $2.99 a month for 4 months. New and returning subscribers, 18 plus only. After 4 months, plan auto renews at $10.99 a month until canceled. Offer ends 3/30/25. Terms apply.
The deals and specials are sizzling hot. It's the Central Indiana Gun and Knife Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Stoutfield National Guard Armory on West Minnesota Street. The best dealers in the region, hundreds of tables, just $6 for adults, kids 12 and under free. Must be 18 or accompanied by an adult. Buy, sell, trade this Saturday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Stoutfield National Guard Armory. For more info, visit CentralIndianaGunShows.com.
JMV here for Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden Nursery. Stock is arriving daily, and both locations are filling up. Come shop early and save 20% off all container trees and shrubs in stock now at both Sundown Gardens in Westfield and Miss M's Home and Garden in Bargersville. Their gift shops are full of spring color, too. Sundown Gardens at 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield. Miss M's Home and Garden on State Road 135, just south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville. Stop in and see them this week.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Are you really okay with this? Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer, a guy in China. I saw this. This is hilarious. He showed up at the ER in China with his girlfriend's full fist stuck in his mouth. So they had to like walk together. They were trying to film like a viral video, you know, like, and they wanted to see if her hand would fit in his mouth, but she got it in his mouth, but his
mission accomplished.
Yeah, but his jaw locked up.
Oh.
And she couldn't get it out, and they were kind of laughing, but he's drooling all over the place, and they walked into the emergency room. Are you okay with this attempt at a viral video?
Yeah, it worked. It was successful.
It sure did.
It was successful. Like, think about the movie The Green Mile. After they have the grisly execution where Percy didn't wet the sponge.
Yes.
At the end of the day, Tom Hanks' character says that was a successful execution because the bad guy's not alive anymore.
Okay.
Their goal was to go viral. I don't think this is the reason why, but mission accomplished. So my question to you, which workers in an emergency room see more ridiculous stuff? The workers of a Chinese emergency room, the workers of a German emergency room, or the workers of a Florida emergency room? Which workers see more ridiculous nonsense come in on a nightly basis?
Oh, I would say Florida for sure. I don't know about Germany. I have no idea.
Germany, they've got certain fetishes.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. I've been in an emergency room within the past 6 months. A group go to Methodist on a Saturday night. I saw some stuff, man. They're rock stars, those people that are working that emergency room in Methodist.
What did you have to go to the emergency room for?
It was something that I thought was something else, and it ended up being nothing, and it was a whole to-do about nothing. But those guys ended up treating me awesome. I was in and out, and it was fine.
Does it burn when you pee anymore?
It doesn't. I'm fine, but they took care of me. But I saw some other things in there that like the kids came back and they were worried about me, and I'm like, honey, when you bring the kids back, have them like hide their eyes because there were a couple drug addicts that were just falling off their chest. I saw some crap, and that's things that they deal with on a nightly basis.
Right.
At Methodist, they are rock stars down there.
Folks that work in the emergency room.
Sometime. We have more time. I'll tell you more about it.
You guys are doing God's work.
God's work.
Yes. The people that take the 911 calls and the folks that work in the emergency rooms. My goodness, you guys are rock stars.
Yes.
Who do we got coming up next, Big Nige?
Man, John Kahn is a singer-songwriter, one of our favorites here on the Hammer and Nigel show, and he came up with that song Fighter about Donald Trump. He actually wrote it before Trump, the assassination attempt. He's got another song called Fingerprints. So John Kahn is not only a singer-songwriter, but he's also it's weird, man. He's the big boss man at Breitbart. Like he
COO.
The COO, the operations officer, tells Alex Marlowe, the editor-in-chief, what to do. But he's like opened up for Creed before, and he's got this new song, and it's gone viral on X and Instagram, and we're going to hear all about it next.
Right after the news on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Closed for the next few hours because of a shooting. Radar is clear, but rain is back Saturday night, and especially Sunday, when severe storms will be possible in the afternoon and evening. It's 79 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. That shooting, which IMPD says involved a police officer, was at or near an apartment complex on the southeast side near the intersection of Prospect and Emerson. No police officers were hurt, says IMPD, but investigators have closed down that area, they say possibly for the next several hours. 2 cows dead, 2 hurt in the big bovine and traffic tribulation on one of the state's busiest stretches of interstate.
So out of 127 cattle, with two dying at the scene, we got pretty lucky there.
Indiana State Police Sergeant Glenn Fifield says a truck carrying those cows overturned at 8 this morning on the I-65 on-ramp to I-8094 in Lake County. The cleanup finally wrapping up. The Trump administration is accusing California Governor Gavin Newsom of saying one thing about gender policy but acting differently for California's schools. Fox's Claudia Cowan is in Sausalito.
In a scathing letter, U.S. Education Secretary Linda McMahon pointed out that Newsom, on his own podcast, admitted trans athletes competing against women is, quote, deeply unfair, but he's done nothing to stop it, which she says places schools at risk of Title IX violations and loss of federal funding. Federal investigators also looking into a law Newsom signed in July prohibiting teachers from telling parents if their child switches gender at school. McMahon calls that immoral and a violation of the Family Educational Rights Privacy Act. In Sausalito, California, Claudia Cowan, Fox News.
Back here in Indiana, the ACLU suing over Governor Braun's executive order prohibiting transgender people from switching gender markers on their birth certificates. Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, on the east side, nasty crash here on the exit from southbound 465 to eastbound 70. Okay, crash partially blocking the exit ramp. Traffic's getting through at about 15 miles per hour. It is really slow with the crash off to the left and right side of the ramp and kind of a makeshift lane going through the center. Again, the ramp is open. Still on the east side, coming into the north split, it's westbound 70. Medical emergency approaching the north split. Left lane is closed. Traffic jam back to Sherman and inbound 65 stop and go traffic. MLK to Meridian Penn. And again, Emerson Avenue shut down right now between Terrace and Prospect. That's because of a shooting investigation here on the east side. So please avoid Emerson right around Prospect Street, if you would, please. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Looks like we have a warm evening coming our way thanks to winds out of the southwest. Our low temperatures around 62 degrees and a few clouds growing in the overnight hours, but will be rain-free at least until about Saturday afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Sutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
When it gets dark and it's so hard to breathe, you'll be right there, and I know you won't leave. It took a long, long time to get here. Lord, I know now what I need. 'Cause even in the darkness I can see. Even in the darkness I can see. You got your fingerprints on me.
That is the new song called Fingerprints from our friend, singer-songwriter John Kahn. His side gig, Hammer, if you remember. John is the Minister of Culture at Breitbart News.
That's
He's
right.
The COO. That's just, he moonlights as, the COO of Breitbart. His real gig is a successful singer-songwriter. John is on the hotline right now. John, welcome back to the Hammer and Nigel Show. I mean, how are you?
I'm doing okay, guys. I appreciate you having me. It's been a little bit of a season.
Yeah.
But I'm getting through it.
Hey, man, I mean, like you've talked, just give us an update. The last time we talked to you was right in the middle of the Palisades fire. You lost your house. Very emotional conversation. Just maybe before we get to the new song, maybe just give us an update on how you're doing and how what things are like for you out there in California.
Well, it's been tough for sure. I've kind of, with every day that goes by, you kind of you grow to accept what happened. I have my moments where I'm still in shock, but there's not too much going on here in terms of getting it all cleaned up. So my plan right now is to head to Nashville for about 6 months later this month or later in April. And post up there for a bit, and then figure out what I'm going to do from there.
John, back up just a little bit, John. You say there's kind of a slow cleanup going on. Is that right?
Yeah, it's very. I mean, the devastation is so vast that, and I think that it's so overwhelming for the people in charge, if I'm being honest. And I think a lot of people in the Palisades. I can't speak to Altadena, but I'm sure it's very similar. Is that they don't know what to do. And it's very hard to get your lots cleared. There's been a lot of problems with FEMA. I was a victim of that where, I applied for FEMA aid, but somebody had already applied for FEMA aid from my address. So basically a fraudster, trying to get the aid. And we actually did, Joel Pollack at Breitbart did a report on that. There were, I think, 15,000 homes burned between the two fires, but there were 270,000 claims made to FEMA.
Wow.
There's a lot of fraud out there. There's a lot of, people don't know when they're going to get their lots cleared. They don't know what they can or cannot rebuild. The permitting process is, I think they've only permitted 4 houses to be rebuilt in the Palisades. And, insurance is really difficult to deal with. So it's not an easy situation, but, we're all in the same boat and we're all doing the best we can. And the Palisades is a very close-knit community and people are really helping each other, which is nice.
And just what a roller coaster you've been on. I mean, the first time we had you on was when you released "Fighter," the Donald Trump anthem after the attempt on his life, and that shot up to #1 on iTunes. Mm-hmm. You just released this song "Fingerprints," which is quickly gone viral on X and Insta. Mm-hmm. And I believe the song "Fingerprints" kind of has to do with what's been going on in your life for the past few months, but the song's been around for a while, right? Can you just give us some insight?
Well, I keep writing these songs that kind of predate these events. For example, "Fighter," most people think I wrote "Fighter" after President Trump, after the assassination attempt, and I actually wrote that before. "Fingerprints" I actually wrote before "Fighter," and it turns out that these songs have become super necessary in my life. And, personally, and I mean, I think the next song I'm going to write is going to be about like winning the lottery and finding my wife, and maybe that'll happen. But
yeah, please.
But so "Fingerprints" start. I had it, written, and I had the video, all set about a year ago, and because of the gravity of the content of the song, I'm very new to the faith journey. Just in the last few years, I felt kind of, a little bit nervous and a big responsibility. And being that I call myself an amateur on the faith journey, I wasn't sure if it was my place to release it. Oh. And I had a lot of conversations with people, and they said, "Look, you wouldn't have those words, and you wouldn't have written that song if it wasn't given to you. So you need to put it out." But then I had written "Fighter," and that kind of took up the last few months of last year. And I was planning to release "Fingerprints" at the beginning of this year, but then the fires happened, and I thought, you know what? Once I get through this, what better time to release a song about holding on to your faith in the middle of a storm like this?
Right. John, do you find this to be therapeutic for you at all?
Absolutely. And I think anytime you write a song, it's therapeutic. I very seldomly write a song when I'm in an excellent mood. It's usually coming from a place of either sadness or pensiveness or something like that. But it's very therapeutic to me, and it reminds me to have faith. And when I hear from other people what it's doing to other people and the inspiration it's giving to others, that is such a reward and just reinforces the message for myself as well.
The singer-songwriter John Kahn, also the Minister of Culture for Breitbart here, his new song is called "Fingerprints." And as a guy, I've been going to church since I was a kid. And I had my rebellious phase. I think I'm in my late 40s, still might be going through it, actually. But I go to church, and one of the lines in the song really hit me. And I'm sure you're finding this out as a recent man that's discovered faith. Is how could pain be part of it? How could pain be part of any plan? And that's something that I've learned over and over and over again as being someone of faith is like, just because you believe in God and you've accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior doesn't mean that you're going to be pain-free for the rest of your life and you're not going to go through hardships. And that line really resonated with me personally.
Oh, that's nice to hear. I think that, even as a younger man, I definitely was thinking about these issues. I mean, the song is very autobiographical. I always thought that I had a purpose here, that I was here for a reason. I thought about God. And, I kind of grew up in a family that didn't, where faith and God were not discussed. It just wasn't part of the way I grew up. And, so that was one of the things I thought about, like it's one of the oldest philosophical questions about God that I've known, and that is, if he's omnibenevolent, how could things happen? But, when I think about that line now, and I've been, since I wrote this song, the song was originally like an announcement my exploration of faith in the new road I was on. And since I wrote it, I broke up with a girl. I lost my mom. My dad fell and had major surgery, and then I lost my house. And so the song has a new meaning to me, or an additional meaning. And I think it's more like a test of my faith as opposed to an exploration. And it's a test that I hope that I'm passing. But I will tell you that this journey, I'll tell you guys a story about my dad. My dad's a doctor. He's never really believed. And we never, we didn't get along that well growing up. And we've gotten very, very close. I call it at the buzzer.
Sure.
In the last several years. And, after the fires, I was on his sofa for 6 weeks. And I told him, since I've been going to church the last, I think it's been about a year and a half now, he's been very accepting of it. But there's always this kind of push and pull, a little bit of, really, you're going to church? What do you think about this? And I said, I don't want to talk about it. I like what it's doing for me. Like, I don't want anything tarnishing what feels good. And when I was on his sofa for 6 weeks after the fires, I went into his room and I said, I just don't know how I'd be handling this had I not gone down this road of faith. And at 92 years old, he looked up and he said, I 100% agree with you. It's helped you.
Wow.
And that was one of the most rewarding things I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, what a story. And then to a lesser extent, you've been getting some accolades from pretty major artists like Scott Stapp from Creed. I know you, at one point, I don't know if it was recent or a while ago, opened for Creed in at the Staples Center. And you talk about Scott Stapp, a guy that's used faith to turn his life around, and to get the accolades you got from him is pretty major.
Well, it was about 20 years ago. I had a band called The Color Green, and I was the singer and the songwriter for it. And he had just come off that huge record, that had With Arms Wide Open on it. It's called Human Clay. And a friend of mine suggested that he listen to my music. I was an unsigned band. I wasn't really massively serious about it because I was in the film world at that time. And he heard it. And they ended up flying me out to Florida, and he said, "This music is really, people need to hear it." And he's one of the biggest rock stars in the world at that time, and I was blown away. And I did end up opening for them at Staples Center, which was something I never thought I'd do in my life. And so we stayed in touch, and I thought he would be an amazing guy to hear this song because I felt that he would respond to it, and he sent me those words back, and I was just blown away by it.
The new song from John Kahn, Fingerprints, I'm assuming this is available everywhere. I saw it on YouTube. There's a music video on YouTube, but you could download it on iTunes and everywhere else?
Yep. Yeah, it's iTunes and Amazon Music. You can download it, and it's on all the streamers if that's how you listen. It's available now.
Amazing song. That's John Kahn, Minister of Culture for Breitbart News, the COO, but he is a very talented singer-songwriter. The song is Fingerprints. John, have a great weekend. Keep us updated on everything, okay, man?
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
So do we have a special guest for Beer Sample Friday?
It's Beer Sample Friday, but it's also International Whiskey Week. So Tony Katz producer Carl, he's got a little something for us for International Whiskey Week, and we're going to tie it in to Beer Sample Friday. We'll do that next.
Do you have an idea for a book, fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
Indiana patients rely on many types of pharmacies to access their medications and critical healthcare services. But a proposal being considered in the Indiana legislature called SB 140 would disrupt access to medications for Indiana patients. SB 140 would impose government mandates blocking access to critical pharmacy options and services in Indiana. Lost access to pharmacy options would directly harm many of Indiana's most vulnerable patients, including patients fighting cancer and heart disease, many of whom rely on specialty pharmacies for their care. SB 140 would even hike costs for Indiana patients by imposing a $10 tax on every prescription filled in the state. That would often fall directly on the patient. Tell your state legislator, protect access to medications, reject higher costs. Put Indiana patients first by voting no on SB 140, paid for by conservatives for lower healthcare costs.
This is the most exciting time of the year, and we want you to go all the way, even if your team doesn't. March on, Indiana, in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection, and a free Carfax history report. Hubler's got you covered. Busted brackets not included. For over 2,000 vehicles, visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, westbound 70, the stall cleared in the north split, still jammed back to Emerson Avenue, but we're moving finally. Inbound 65 at 21st Street. It's a stall in the left lane, and stop-and-go traffic back to the White River Bridge. That's a 10-minute delay. Crash clear on the east side from the exit ramp, southbound 465 to eastbound 70 at Emerson Avenue, still shut down from Terrace to Prospect because of a shooting investigation. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's 80 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and it's Beer Sample Friday.
Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present Beer Sample
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beers on sale, people. Come down.
Get you some. Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Free delivery, Hammer. We have some special guests in studio for Beer Sample Friday.
So we've got Ethan Hatcher from Saturday Night on the Circle.
My man.
And Tony Katz producer Carl is here. Now, we've been teasing this. We talked about this last segment. Even though it's Beer Sample Friday, it's also International Whiskey Week. And when somebody brings in an International Whiskey Week, we're going to give them the floor. Carl, what do we got here, my friend?
Well, as I was telling you weeks in advance, I was going to go to Japan, and I wanted to bring back some booze because I know you like it.
Well, thank you.
We do enjoy booze around here.
Yeah.
Your marriage whiskey was great.
Yeah. So, my mom, for our wedding, I didn't marry my mom, but my mom.
First of all, you have family in Japan, right? That's why you were there?
I'm half Japanese.
Okay.
So my mom got us a bottle of whiskey for me and my wife. Well, my wife doesn't drink whiskey.
That's right.
And so we had this really great bottle of whiskey that was sitting there for years. I'm like, who's going to drink this? Well, Hammer and Nigel. So since that went so well, I decided the next time I go to Japan, I'd bring back some whiskey for you guys. I see that I don't have my readers on.
I think it's Togoichi.
Togoichi.
Oh, okay.
Togoichi. Okay.
Got about 30 seconds left here, bud. Let's you want to wash this down?
On a count of three, we say bonsai like Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Bonsai!
Cheers, guys.
Ooh, it's so smooth.
Dude, Carl, thank you for bringing that in for us, man. Whiskey Sample
And I love
Friday.
that Ethan had nothing to do with the segment. He just wanted to come in for the free shot.
Yeah. Hell yes.
Thank you, Carl. Another hour of the Hammer and Nigel show coming up next.
Bonsai!
93 WIBC. Happy Beer Sample Friday, everybody.
Why do so many foundation, basement, and crawl space companies ask for half your money up front? Could it be because that's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they believe trust is earned, not demanded. That's why they do things differently. They start with a free inspection, no strings attached, to give you an honest assessment of what your home needs. No pressure, no surprises. When it's time for the work, they don't ask for a deposit or any upfront payment. Not a single dollar until the job is complete and you're 100% satisfied. That's how they've been earning trust for over 39 years. Whether it's sagging floors, moisture control, concrete repair, or a full crawl space encapsulation, you can count on Michaelis for repairs that last. Don't trust just anyone with your home. Choose the company that puts your trust first. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY today. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation, building trust beneath your feet.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Are you wanting comfort at half the price? Now's the time because Lazy Boy and Smith Brothers are 50% off with extra discounts for cash. Thinking about getting outside soon? Berlin Gardens and Pollywood Outdoor Furniture are up to 20% off during the early season sale. Hurry in to Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Sale ends Monday with free delivery.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not